you are following, following. If not, that's fine. Um, Apparently something has came to my full attention, and it's got my very much so full attention at this time. Now, granted, it's certain people that all can't be bought. This can't be persuaded. Someone could have had got like, even though somebody that said that they couldn't be bought. Here's something about Alexandria, whatever the case may be. And it's like, oh, I know how to protect myself, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, you know how like you can go listen to certain things and it's marriage such a confirmation. I'm hearing something about Mary or somebody was able to persuade someone where they were on the right way to speak on something, but it still got to be persuasive. So it was something of stay off the phone, stay away from the phone, don't do this. However, the more that you are on it, it's taking you away from not paying attention to your surroundings. Now, granted, something made it very clear that I needed it, like that I have to pay attention to the environment. And I'm trust and believe me, it may seem like I'm distracted, but I'm not. But it's just like, simple little distractions. But this is also the person who's watching me currently. It's like I can keep hearing this person say, "Did they see me? I saw you. I saw you." Clear as day. Now, the catcher is, was it for a useful thing or not? That was the thing. So, with me being able to see the person, because I'm seeing like how the motherfucker moved. This motherfucker was moving quick than a motherfucker, because it was just like when I was like, I know I'm not tripping because the lady literally fucking left. But however, whoever the fucking person is, I was like, most of the time I wouldn't catch like their full face, but I would catch who it was. And it was like clearly I knew for a fact that they was not related to this woman whatsoever. She been gone. So it's like whoever it is that they've been allowing to go in there, but it's up to like three people for sure. But it's been a fourth one that they'll come periodically just to be like, hey, did you catch this? Did you see this? Do you know about this? Do you know about that? Like, but it's more or less like, I know for a fact that at least two of them is tied to the church people. There's some church folks that's tied to this person, but clearly black hair, olive skin, and was all in black. Okay, a black T-shirt for sure, and then it was like black with some kind of white on it in the back of it. But it's like I caught the back of the person, and I was like, I know I'm not fucking tripping because I was like either the other person split that way because clearly you know when you look at the grass even overnight the grass will still sit itself back up naturally, but then it's like if someone walks through that path it's going to clearly show you what path. Then it doesn't make it any better because it rained, right? And with it being raining you can see the person's footpath where one literally cut out to the left, the other one took off to the right. And then it's like instead of taking the walkway to the fucking parking lot, the motherfucker kept taking the fucking walkway through the fucking wood line in the back of people's apartments. So I'm sitting here like, this is weird. But this is even crazier where I woke up. And this is how I know I was like, why would I wake up how I woke up? And it was like clearly somebody was trying to get into my patio last night. But it was like for me, you know how you sleeping and you be like, nah, ain't nobody messing with it. But it was like somebody was trying to be super quiet with it. And then I guess they could have felt like, shit, it's going to squeak. It's going to make a noise. They're going to know that I'm trying to do something. Because clearly whenever they be trying to unlock the door, I booby trap it intentionally. But it's like I could tell that somebody tried to fuck with the door. And when they was trying to do it, they could feel like it's a little bit of resistance. It's like, shit, she might got something in front of that door or something like that. So it was just like somebody literally gave a person a fucking key. Clearly. But it was like, I heard that. But you know how like when you tired, you just tired. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping because it's like, hey, 43 with me anyway. So shit, you got a choice. Because either way it's going to go. Like even if they open the door, I was going to hear it one way or another. Because you can retrain your body that when you want to go into a deep sleep, and you can also retrain your brain and your body to put yourself in a light sleep so you can figure out your surroundings. A lot of people don't know how to do that. But clearly it was given a vibe that the person like had some type of ties to something. But then it was also somebody like, I'm also getting someone could be from fucking like Japan or something. Like they could be like Japanese and then have ties to somebody that's like Egyptian, uh Nigerian, from Ghana or something like that. Like somebody got ties to motherfuckers like that. But the thing of it is, Japan is very heavy on concubines. So when you coming over as a foreigner and depending on what you look like type things, these will be motherfuckers that you come over there, you get good treatment, but unbeknownst to you, you know, especially if you're a woman, they gonna treat your ass like a motherfucking concubine. But then it's like you got some people that you know do they due diligence to try to look out for you to make sure that those things don't happen. Also, like the person from Dubai, you know, some like certain things like that. It's just like when you can look at how a person was doing, because when I say like it didn't put no, you know, usually you could tell with the energy of someone, like the person whoever I saw cut out this way, this was a person like fuck, like I could clearly hear the person like saying that in the back of their fucking head, like they clearly was sitting there and talking about some fuck. All right, ain't no way, and it's like ain't no motherfucker way. Like motherfucker, you sitting there walking like a motherfucker crackhead. So motherfucker, you must have been high on some motherfucking cocaine or something like that. Whatever it is, that motherfucker was walking quick than a bitch. Cause it was like I know they heard me. Like it, like the person upstairs, like how it's built, everything is so light, so you can hear everything through the wall. So when I was sitting there, you know, moving stuff around, the people that stay right here, oh baby, when I say they heard that sound, that was as soon as they heard the sound drop in the shower, that's when they notified this person, like, hey, they up. So it's been one of those where they trying to work as an effort. So it's clearly letting me know Nicole and Hector over here helping these motherfuckers. It's like, bruh, do you not know how much fucking time y'all fit to give for this shit? And considering that y'all literally just got here from other places, like, it's like I can't feel bad. Like, you know, the only person that people I feel bad for is them little kids. Like, y'all gotta be sit there involved in y'all own parents' bullshit, unbeknownst to you. That you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is pretty fucked up for people just like that motherfucking dollar ain't really worth it. Cause it's like shit, that $1,500 or that $4,200, is it really fucking worth it where you're not gonna see your kids for the next fucking 20 to fucking 40 years? Like, think about that. And it's like, regardless of how these people are moving, it's like, well, she's gonna feel like she's gonna be hopeless, like justice ain't gonna be served. I'm making it very clear. I already said that. Like, I'm not bothered or anything. It's just saying, pay attention to who the fuck is around you. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Because 10 times out of 10, when they want to do the no contact, indirect type of trauma to certain people, that's usually like the method that they go to. So once you catching on and they know that you caught on to how they're moving and doing it, the main person who's trying to run this situation is about 52. The person that's also helping them go along with it because they got they parents with them is about 25, between the age of 25 and 32. So it's like whoever they are, they're more like very adamant about it, and the person who's 52 is the one like, yeah, like, yeah, we could do it like this. But it's like somebody could be like in their 20s, like give or take 23 to 32 years old. I said 25 to 32, but this person could be like 23. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like how they sitting here moving around, but it's like these are people feeling like, yeah, we young enough to still, you know, be active and move around how we want to move around. But it's like, do you realize not everybody is able to do certain shit like that? And then God forbid somebody could be like a Seventh Day Adventist or a Jehovah Witness or shit like that. But the reason being why I know it's somebody that's like a Jehovah Witness around, because it was like, it's a little black girl, but I want to say the little girl could be from like Africa. She looked more African than American black. Like you could tell the difference between an American black person or a black person that is like brought up in like an African Haitian household, or you know, from Africa in itself. And that the black girl was giving me more vibes of that, and then the white girl, she was giving me vibes of like maybe German. She white, but it's like German or something like that. And it was like those are the people that they're using, whoever's like 62 years old or you know what I'm saying, born in 1962. That's who they place right there. And I feel like they in the building somewhere over here to the right side of me. And it was just like, okay, well, it's like, oh, they're not gonna suspect you or whatever the case may be. It's like, okay, whatever. But this is also like, okay, well, let us know when they leave the house, or let us know that they're doing this, and let us know. And it's like, all right, keep letting know, because today is Judgment Day for a lot of people. It's like, like I can literally hear somebody like screaming at their phone, getting pissed off because it's like confirmation, like they were expecting for somebody not to know what the fuck they had going on and what they were doing. This is also somebody that could be very much so accustomed to doing certain things towards people and getting away with it. But then it's also like someone's name could be like Kaya, Lakaya, Lakayam, Lakayam. That's like Muslim Arabic. Like, yeah, this is a motherfucker that probably practiced that as well to do that. So it's just like, why would you feel like you carrying on with this? So, but clearly these are the people that's trying to now where they have to switch out from these people over here to do this. But then it's like, all right, the more that y'all keep trying to do this, the more y'all have to keep getting caught up in certain shit that you doing. And it's like one of the fucking people is like, what I'm not getting about one of these fucking people, it's like instead of doing the right thing, you trying to be blind to it, but you still trying to do this shit. But it's like it don't make no logical sense that you know for a fact that you're gonna get caught up in it. And it's like, okay, well, if this money is so much big, because whoever you dealing with that was born in 1972 or has ties to a person born in 72, they're not gonna give this money to none of y'all at all, at all. Like somebody need to know that. Like they gonna find, like, as soon as they feel like they fit to get this fucking justice, and it seemed like that they persuade the court to go ahead and go in the way that they wanted to go. I'm give you my word, they fit to throw everybody under the motherfucking bus, because regardless if they get to it, where they don't feel like they get to it, because it's something like, it's literally like a backup to the backup of, for them to be like, okay, well, we're gonna make it seem like we're gonna give them the verdict that they want so they can get this money, right? And then it's like, for me right now, with me being Melbourne, right? It could be anybody in the neighborhood and be like, no, yeah, you know, they're moving around or whatever, but it's like, it would literally require them to set a booby trap, right? One of them being like, so when you going hunting, right? Whether you go hunting, you poaching, uh, if you in that underworld, dark world, you have to mark where you're going, right? And when you marking where you're going, they leave markings. But the average person who's not like accustomed to that lifestyle, that you're not a hunter, you don't go hiking, you don't know how to use compasses and shit like that. Trust and believe you would not know that a person is literally, whether you know you're aware of it or not, you would not know that that person is, that where they are marked at, where what trail they use, and how they usually get to you. So it's going to be like 10 times out of 10, you got to know exactly where you stay at, how far a certain thing is, the directions, what paths and alleyways, leakways. If they know, like for the person that did this, they knew that they had to stay at an angle, right? And they had to be more towards the wood line so that person's camera wouldn't catch them, right? But with this person here, it's like, hey, they up. Hey, trying to notify the next person in the building, like, hey, this person need to come around to you, right? So it allowed me to know whoever was born in 62, 72, 73, they're literally got to be like 3 to 7 buildings in front of me, or they could be at the front of where I stay at right now. Like they literally are somewhere at the front of where I stay at on the left side, for sure. But they're avoiding to have to walk during the daytime, especially during the daytime, going through the parking lot at certain times. Like literally from like 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's literally been a conversation or an agreement for them to not walk or take certain ways or directions when they coming towards my door. Also, when you see like red, blue, beige, or like a teal looking color or yellow color flags near trees or where you at, trust and believe somebody tracking your ass. Whether you know it or not. And most of the time you'll be like, oh, it may have been people doing surveys. And if you ain't seen no motherfucking people doing surveys, especially near your building, trust and believe they are watching you. The bigger part of it is they have this habit where they like to send out their emails and be like, oh, they're doing construction over there, whatever the case may be. And then they'll try to claim once you get ready to ask about it or with me confronting it, I can guarantee an email's going to come out today. Oh, be mindful. We have the people coming out to do plumbing or water issues or things like that. If you get an email like that, trust and believe me, those are them looking to cover whoever the people are that are looking to be at certain buildings or certain places at a particular time around you. So if you're not aware about how people are strategically, which, to me is not strategic, it's just basic awareness, common sense of knowing how it works and how it's operated. So most of the time, so say if it's a hitman near you, 7 to 3 p.m. or a.m., they're going to be around you from 11 to 3 p.m., depending on where you live at, a subdivision, condos, apartments, and stuff like that. They will do their best to make sure that they're there with the top 3 people who are aware of what's going on with you. Like, trust and believe, when they're strategically doing that, you can know exactly what it is. If it's like 7 to 3, most likely you dealing with military. If it's 11 to 3, it's most likely certain civilian people or super retired people. If it's changed between like 1 and 3 or 9 and 3, those are people that are tied to either like church organizations, officials like court officials, jail officials, law officials. 9 to 3. If it ain't gonna be 9 to 3, they'll switch it up every now and then between 8 and 3. That's literally how it's operated. Like, if they got it strategically, and then especially when they have to like throw you off of your awareness about what it's doing, you can know how they strategically move, how it's done. If they're using civilians that got ties to like drugs, in gangs and stuff like that, those are civilians. So people that like prisoners affiliated with gangs and stuff like that, even though they're part of organizations, they are civilians, right? And then, of course, like your neighbors and stuff like that. And if they don't have like jobs tied to like official positions, courthouses and things like that, they are civilians, right? Then you got your retired military people. Then you got your actual active people who are actively in the military, actively law enforcement, judge and things like that. And then you have the people who are like the owners or the investors into the companies or the places or homes or subdivisions that you live at, aka your home associations, your property managers, your apartment management people or the accountants that run them, certain real estate agents, whether you know it or not. 10 times out of 10, that's how it's literally strategically ran. If it's church people like to go ahead and come, like, give or take, pray and worship usually gonna last from like between 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's how you would know, like, it's like church people or certain things like that. And whenever it's like you wanted to keep it from like being known or whatever, this is somebody that was like, I'm gonna take my like away because you no, baby, you got to do what you got to do. It doesn't matter how many likes that I get or how many other people that it is. You still are part of the people or the participants to sit here to try to tennis sword somebody that ain't did anything to you. That is just how the operations are literally worked. If you didn't want the truth to do that, you should not have been in my view or in the area near me to even do other dirty work for these people. This is also like people that can't grasp the concept, like right is right, wrong is wrong, regardless. If money is the root to all evil, apparently you're doing a lot of evil nonsense to somebody who ain't did nothing to you. So clearly that is the true form of money, is the root of all evil. You're rooting yourself to do what it is that you're doing, to hide behind a Bible script or these other people to justify exactly what you're doing. That's the true definition of money is the root of all evil. It doesn't mean making money and how much money you make and how you fucking get it is the evil in it. The evil in it is those who are in particular positions or places that try to make it seem like, oh, well, if you get too gluttonous and getting too much money, that ain't gonna lead to a blessing. The fuck you mean? Like, y'all, these are people that are literally it's one of those insane in the membrane. Somebody could be somewhere near Cyprus. Someone can live near Cypress Creek, Cypress Hills, or something like that. It could be a name of an apartment, condo, or a particular area. If there's a Cypress Lane, Avenue, Boulevard, a store, or any of that location that could be, near you, that's exactly what it is. Someone could be near cypress type of trees, but this is like people not grasping the concept. Like, you can assault a person intelligent all day long, but they know what they know. And then it's like, well, how do you know? It's not like, what authority are you given to sit there and ask how a person know exactly what it is that you're doing to take the measures that you're doing? But then the biggest part of it is you're the main corporate finances doing it and setting people to go do this towards a person. Someone is born in 93, 63. Someone could be like literally this old in fucking age, 93 years old, 39 years old, 36 years old, 63 years old. Like, these are people that have literally been stunted at a particular part in their life where they're not able to like literally use logic in the best way. Okay. And it's like, how is it that you expect for somebody to give you respect, but you're not respecting others? How do they're being uncivilized? How are you being uncivilized if you're basically getting called out on your bullshit? Someone was born in 73 and it's just like, damn, I thought we'll be able to do this. I thought you was really loyal to true to the aspects of what it is that you're doing, Lacey or Casey, Cassandra, whatever the fuck your name is, bro. And you're doing this for somebody named damn Gina, Regina, Katrina, Marina, Rena, Raina, whatever the person is. Why would you keep carrying on to do something for somebody that clearly, if they're going to keep showing something that they're unappreciative or grateful for you helping them, and then it's like you're watching a person sit there, it's like, well, we want to see what they do with this. Well, every time that you keep saying, well, let us see what they do. Let us see what they do. You keep getting figured out. So you got to keep hiring more people, more people. Somebody's pockets is about to go fucking completely dry. Do you not know how much it costs for you to even get top fucking hackers? Them motherfuckers not even, okay, it's 30,000 just for them to just even give you basic common, just, hey, this is where they at. That's just a little bit. But when you actually them go into depths to mess with phones, locate, keep track of them, oh, you getting close to that like 600K. You get into that 200K. Like, it's not cheap. And someone keeps like, you know how like somebody could be having like 3 million or 6 million, or had once upon a time. It's looking like somebody had got 6 million, they're down to 3 million, but it's like them not paying attention to exactly what the fuck they're doing. Or it's literally somebody is down to where they at least had got like 6 million or 600K off this shit. Somebody's literally down to like their last $300,000, or if not $3,000 in their fucking bank right now, or if give or take between $40,000 to $3,000 right now, because they're so adamant to do this. But it's like, you're so adamant to do this that you don't even gonna have the, like, this is gonna be a person that's not even gonna have the fucking money when it's time for their ass to get locked up. It's like, oh, well, I'm gonna have this person hold on to the money to it, so if I did get locked up, I can trust that my man or my friends is gonna give me out. No, the fuck they're not. They're gonna make sure that they take that money from you. You gotta understand, you were taken from someone else, they're gonna take from you. It's like this. It's like someone doesn't get the real concept of dharma, karma. You get what you give, and then it's like somebody like, well, I was living their life, I was eating off of them, and okay. And what happens when that stops? That means you're everything that you were doing originally, plus on top of whatever bad karma that person, whether it was an opportunity I missed out on, whether it was certain monies or certain things like that, guess what? Now you just picked up the karma of whatever it is that I supposed to experience. If that was supposed to be long suffering, now you got to deal with that. If I was getting 10 swords every day or all the time for certain people, now you got to experience that times 3. Like, these are people that literally say whatever it is that they're doing to certain people, they like literally within like the first 3 days, they're not gonna make it. They will lose their shit. They will literally be going crazy. Like for somebody, like literally within the last 3 to 6 hours, or in the next 6 hours, somebody gonna start experiencing it, and they ain't gonna know what the fuck to do, because I'm literally gonna have to see somebody talk about them. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? This is also somebody, like, say if they're a police officer, right? Or a sheriff, and they accustomed to always like stalking or doing something to somebody. This is gonna be like, or a highway patrol person. This is gonna be somebody today, and it's gonna happen maybe like closer to whatever it is, whatever shift they're on, morning or night. And they gonna notice for like 3 to like, I want to say for close to about 8 hours. They're literally going to like, it's going to literally be somebody going home every fucking day like, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck. Like, I can clearly hear what this is going to happen. This is going to literally take off within 3 hours to the next 72 hours. And they're going to be on duty in their own police cars, whatever it is. And I can see whoever the person is going to be literally someone trailing them. Now, with me telling you how it is, I ain't going to give you the type of car, color of the car, whatever the case may be. Someone's going to be trailing the fuck out of them, right? And when they do this is going to be somebody feeling like they're going to be able to pull, like, rank, like, I'm the police. Like, why am I going to be feeling this type of way? Like, oh, like, okay, you try it if you want to. Your ass going to be sitting there. It's like somebody going to feel shame in the motherfucking. But it's like, this is literally given to the prophecy and the prediction of the judgment. Like, you got to understand, street justice or court justice. But this is like, this is somebody that's adamant that they work for the justice system, right? But they supposed to do the right thing to people. But then it's like, did you forget what it is that you did and how you was trying to slight people, right? But this is going to be a person that's going to be trailed. They're going to watch them. And as they fucking watching the person, the craziest part of it is, it's going to freak the person out, because it's like, as the person is driving, I could literally see somebody saying like, and it's like, what the fuck? Okay. And it's like somebody's like, oh, and it's like, they can't like really come out their face and be like, oh, I thought you were following me or trailing me or something like that. Because the moment that somebody gonna say that, and it's like, I'm getting whoever it is, this person cold than a motherfucker. I'll fuck with it though. Like, that's why it's like, I'm not tripping, but I'm just telling you how the fuck this shit is going to fucking pan out for somebody. Because it's like, whatever it is going to put a person in panic, because it's like, this could be, like I said, it's literally like a lawyer, a judge, a sheriff, a police officer. Shit, it could be somebody that's in like an official position, but whatever it is, it's like literally somebody like trailing somebody. And I'm getting for like a good 3 to 8 hours, right? But it's like they trailing. And they'll go off. They're gonna trail their ass one more again. They're gonna go off. But this shit gonna happen for like 3 to 8 hours. And how that shit gonna go, it's gonna be like, somebody gonna be like, nah, I'm finna cut off over here. Or nah, I'm finna go do this. And whatever the fuck it is, it's gonna stick to like how it's gonna go. Whoever is the main culprit of this situation, this is gonna be somebody for like the second day. They're gonna have somebody with them, because it's like, I thought I was tripping. I'm thinking I'm tripping. Like, it's gonna fuck this person up. But this is someone that's not accustomed to listening to nobody. But this shit gonna fuck somebody up. But the thing of it is, it's gonna be done so fucking immaculate that whatever conversation is gonna occur, it's gonna fuck the person's head up. But it's gonna happen where, you know how a person will wait till you're away from somebody else and be like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, no, and it's no way that they're doing that. Or they'll try to be super, super adamant just because you're by yourself and you're trying to tell it. Like, for me, I'm by myself, right? And people are so accustomed, like, well, if they're by themselves, there's no one to back up or collaborate about what it is that they're saying, right? This is a person that's very adamant to do that shit to fucking people. So this is like, someone's like, well, they're not able to say that a person can take witness that they seen something, or, these people, wouldn't know, right? This same shit fit to happen to somebody. But whoever it is that's going to do it to this fucking person, it's going to fuck them up because every time it's like somebody could have a partner, like in their car, right? Say this is like a sheriff or a police officer. They are accustomed, like, whatever is going to happen on this day, that this person's going to be by themselves. So whenever they get ready to do something, however it's going to pan out, it's going to be like, okay, maybe it's just that. Then it's going to pan out again, where it's like, well, just in case, I'm going to have such and such work with me. I'm going to have the rookie come with me. The beauty of fucking rookies or people that's not involved with the bullshit, you can't force somebody or coerce them to do something, right? But this person, whoever this person tied to, a judge, lawyer, sheriff, or whatever, they're going to try to punk this person. But they don't know who this fucking person is tied to. That's going to be the fucking wild thing, because it's going to be like somebody like, are you trying to bully me? Are you trying to do something to me? And it's like, you mean to tell me you didn't see what I saw? But it's literally going to be, you know how like a person could be sitting there and you talking or whatever, or somebody, looking at something, they got to look at the computer, they got to look at the phone. Or it's like, sometimes cops, they'll pull over, go get their coffee, get their food or whatever. But it's going to be something that's going to happen to whoever this main fucking person is that's been doing some shit. Because I'm hearing 10-4 or 10-3 or 10-7 or something like that. And whatever this fucking code that's going to be called, like somebody could get set up so fucking cold, right? And then it's like, I'm getting like the partner end up getting out of the car to go get something to eat, or they end up going to the bathroom or whatever, but on their way of coming back. And it's like, it's like somebody, I'm hearing heat. Somebody gonna be like, hey, did you recognize that car from when we was down here at this other place? But mind you, this person was not paying attention to whatever it is that this person been like trying to clock. But it's gonna fuck with them because it's gonna be a car similar to the car that was doing it before, but it's not them. And this is gonna be like somebody like, okay, maybe I'm just, and it's like somebody saying like, you all right? You good? Like, is everything okay? And it's like one of those, be mindful of how you do certain fucking people, because when that shit get ready to hit, this is going to be somebody going to be fucked up. If this is a female, they're going to definitely be so fucked up, because this is like a female that's like accustomed to lying on the paperwork, or it's like they accustomed to getting like somebody who they work with in the office. So this is like a workplace affair. If this is a female sheriff department, police officer, or a lawyer or something like that, they've been fucking with at least, they had at once upon a time was messing within 10 people in the department. But it's down to 3 of them who is like, oh, I really trust these ones. I really trust these people. And then whoever it is that this person is trusting, this is who they've been trusting to go ahead. I'm hearing somebody's name could be Tristan or Christian or something like that, or along this line. And it's like, they trust them really, really so much so. Aurelies, something like that, whatever this person's name is. And then these main 3 people, it's like, pretend like you don't know, but still go ahead and keep the show going. But this is like, whatever it is, this is the person right now that has been working and getting paid from these people that are in the medical field. So it's like 6 people that they could be working with from the medical field. One in particularly, they slept with this person. Okay, they literally slept with one of these people that could be in the medical field for sure. But however this person is trying to operate, it's given like a female that's been very, very fucking adamant about some shit. And then the other person, somebody could be Dominican, because I was about to say Adam. And Adam was a guy like a long time ago. He was a dark-skinned Dominican dude. So this person could be dark-skinned Dominican man or Dominican woman, right? That they could pass, like, if this is a person that if they're a dark-skinned Dominican man, he learned how to like be proficient with how he speak English. And then it's like if he's around like black people or something like that, like he could get away with it. If you're not really paying attention, but it's like particular words that he would say that you will catch on, like, motherfucker, you ain't black though. But this is also the person who participated in it and at least got like $14,000 out of this situation, up to $103,000 off this situation. But whoever they are, they was working with the medical field, right? But out of the person that they had this affair with, I don't feel like they spouse know about it though. And they low-key got a kid with this person. Whoever they are, like, they've known this person for like at least a year to 5 years. If it's not a year to 5 years, they've known them for about at least 14 years, okay? And they got a kid with the person. Whoever this official is and they got a person with them, they got a kid with this person. Somebody could be between the age of 51 and 69. Okay, or they could have been born 51, 69, or somebody could have a 14-year-old, or they conceive. Like, this is like someone how you'll know who it is. Something happened in 2014 if you are the husband, something like that. So it could be like clearly a little boy, a boy for sure. Okay, that's like 14 years old. For somebody it's a 3-year-old, 11-year-old, or 14-year-old, and whoever this person from the medical field or this police force that's working to go ahead and do this. That's how you would know. Like, I'm getting somebody low key that's gonna be like, yeah, it's like a kid sitting there like, is everything all right, Dad, or everything all right? And they're gonna go do a motherfucking DNA test, and somebody gonna fucking really fucking find out that's not their kid. But it's also gonna fuck this person up because whatever it is that they've been doing during this time is something that's gonna come out of this shit. Outside of the DNA test, this might be the fucking person that's gonna go ahead and keep doing certain things. And whatever it is that they're doing, it's like they got 3 other people that they sit in. It's like somebody like, oh, oh my, like, oh shit, like, oh my God. He wasn't supposed to find this out. Somebody could have been born in 83. Somebody could be 38 years old. Somebody could have been born in 88, 93, 78, 73. Okay. So those years are very prevalent for somebody to know that that message is going to be for you. So this is also someone that's like, well, they're clueless to the case or the 2 cases that we did too. Okay. This is going to be karma and repercussion for what it is that you chose not to do the right thing. So a lot of people, if they were still doing this, they was doing perjury, lying on paperwork to justify what it is that they did. These are going to be the karmas that's about to take place for the next 72 hours for somebody over the next 8 days. Okay. This ain't looking too good because I'm seeing somebody who literally flip their shit because it's like somebody could literally already been anxious for like the last 8 weeks or so. Somebody been like super fucking anxious. Like, I'm getting like, if this is a woman, she just snap it for no fucking reason. It's like, well, if you just give me sex or if you actually treat me right, then I'll just, and it's like, what? Or if it's a man, it's just like, he's very snappy. And it's like it's shit that he's snapping on that he usually would have never like care about. Like, it's like a laid back dude, but now all of a sudden he's snapping. Like, it ain't snapping for no reason. That motherfucker anxious. Because it's like, well, shit, we on the time grab. We're supposed to be able to do this. We said we could do this. And da 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 da. And it's like, it's already a fail. It's not going to happen. Giselle, just Giselle. That type of name is very prevalent. Gilbert, something like that. But whoever it is, it's like whatever the name that they have going on, it's like the person, it's not going to sit right. And then it's like, if the person's born in 74, this person's going to be found out that they got like an 11-year-old. Because it's like the lady, whoever he was accustomed like sending the money or something like that, like the person could literally be in a different country or a different state or city. For somebody, that person could be like literally 74 miles away from wherever the actual person's family stayed. So like this person was actually paying for either like daycare, sports, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, I feel like the money could have been like, they could have been giving them like 8,000 or something like that, or 800. And now it's like down to 400, 300 or some shit like that. And whatever it is, it's like somebody said, I'm not going to be able to give you this. Because it's like, I feel like either one of the spouses or girlfriends, boyfriend, whoever it is that the person stay with, is like, well, why is it that I can't do this? And then it's like, that person starts speaking, but I feel like the person ain't going to have to speak. Because whoever the fuck it is that it is, they fit to go approach. Because I feel like somebody literally had paid for their own private investigator to figure out like what the fuck going on, because I feel like somebody, like whenever they leave one spouse, they go talk to another one, and whoever it is that they go talk to, they were telling them about certain case or certain thing that they was doing to somebody. Somebody could be like a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or whatever. And whoever it is that they could have this tied to, this person could like literally be like a judge, a lawyer. They could do admin for like a courthouse, like, it's somebody that will brag like shit, anybody that gotta like file paperwork at the courthouse, they gotta go through me anyway. And if I don't stamp it or I don't prove it and I don't give it to the judge or whatever, like shit. So it gotta go through me anyway. Like somebody literally was like really cocky and confident about that shit, but it's like, well, and it's like, well, shit, if you bring me your divorce papers, then I can make, like, whoever the fuck this is, they about to get caught up. And then the person that they're doing this with, this judge or whatever, or this police officer, sheriff or whatever, that they was trying to keep on the low or whatever, something slow down. And whatever fucking slow down is like, well, shit, I'm not going to be able to go help this person or do this. It's like something about a way that they were living and being able to do it. But it was also that this person didn't realize, like last July or like this April, like it was either last July or August and up to April, where somebody realized where they was like, I don't know if they was having a conversation or something like that, but it was like somebody just started to like look at them and be like, okay, if you work for the county clerk, county clerk house, or, at the courthouse or something like that, and you driving this, what neighborhood you said you stay at again? And it's like, okay. And it's like somebody that love to have people up in at their house or some shit like that, right? But it was like, for somebody, it kind of like dawned on them. It was like, damn, but you by yourself. Like, this could be a person that will portray like they by themselves, but it's like, oh no, me and my boyfriend or me and my husband or my fiance, we go do this, we go do that, whatever, right? This person ain't with nobody, but it's like they with somebody type shit. And they hired this private investigator to go figure out where this person actual stay or wherever the fuck it is that they go, because it's like, well, shit, I'm so tired of them having to, I have to wait 4 to 7 days before they come or whatever the case may be. So it was like the curiosity, because it's like I said, it was the amount of money that they was getting before, now it's way less. So it's like, why the fuck they not giving me this, right? And whatever the fuck they end up finding out, it's like, it's like somebody asking like, what you mean they got a wife or whatever it is. So it's giving like the private investigator, if it was somebody trying to, confirmation, if they were trying to look into a man, and it's like they trailed the man or whatever the case may be, but it was like the house that the person was frequenting or something like that. It was like whatever they spotted with this person, it was like, it was a woman that stuck out, whatever this woman stuck out, and it was like some kids. And it was like, all right. So I felt like the private investigator got this bright idea just to say, okay, well, fuck it. I already know what this person got going on. So before I go back to whoever I'm about to take this information to, let me try to bump into this woman just to confirm what I feel is that this could be. Like, before I say anything, I'm going to just make sure. So whoever it is that they went to, it's like if this was a woman situation, it was a man that approached a woman like, hey, how are you? Oh, wow, look at your kids. Oh, I don't know if the kids were crying or something like that, but it's like, I'm here. Oh, it's okay, bud. It's okay, kids. And whatever the fuck it was that they did, it was like, oh, you look very beautiful. And I feel like the woman was looking tired or something like that, or just needed to go get some shit done. And it was like, either they was trying to take the kids to sports or do whatever it is that they were doing. It was like, oh, so why are you out here doing it by yourself? You look beautiful. Like, can I take you? So it's like, and it's like, no, but I'm married. You're married? Oh, why your husband out here? Oh, he has to work a lot and all this other stuff. And whatever the fuck this person said, it was like, and they was low key putting it in their pocket and recording. And it's like, oh, what kind of job does he do? Maybe I seen him around or something like that. And it was like, he's a police officer, or he work at the courthouse, or he works at the hospital or something like that. And whatever the fuck it is that the person fucking found out, it was just like, okay. He was like, I didn't mean no disrespect, man. My apology. You still look beautiful, whatever the case may be, and the motherfucker walk away. And then whatever it is that this person is, or whoever the private investigator was, and they didn't get like, I feel like certain things start to stick out. It's like, wait, what the fuck a minute? Because I'm like, to me, this sound like the most men that do this shit is an African man. African men do this shit. Jamaican men, Dominican men are fucking notorious. Like these motherfuckers will stay fucking committed. Like they wife is they wife. But they gonna make sure whenever they motherfucking cheat, a motherfucker gonna be on the other side of the town, another part of the island, or if anything, most of the time that person ain't no more than like 9 to like 90 miles away from the fucking home, where where in their mind they feel like ain't no way that they could like cross paths type shit, right? And and in this instance, it's like somebody looking at a situation like, wait a minute, she said they're actually married. And it's like, I feel like the person was like, where did you guys get married or honeymoon? It's like, and it's like he was asking bullshit questions because it's like, well, I'm a single person. I'm just trying to, figure out, I thought you were single or whatever. I was interested. Like this person, like when you get a person to do that, just trust and believe me, your ass being investigated, okay? They ain't coming to you just for no motherfucking reason. And then it's like, yeah, like, how was the wedding? Like, what kind of wedding did you have? Like, this motherfucker trying to act real intrigued, but prolong it to see what it is that they can figure out with the details. And it's like, did you have a honeymoon? And then it's like, at the same time, this is like putting shit, like unbeknownst to certain people, if they don't know what's going on, it's basically planting a seed where you can fuck up the household, where you can still figure out, like, you can get one of the people to leave the house type shit. And it's like, oh shit, you didn't go to get to have a honeymoon? Or you didn't go to any vacation or nothing like that? And it's like, if a person found this shit out, it's like, I'm seeing if this was a woman and she was like already like tired with the kids and shit like that. And it's like, I could see a man coming home and it's like, babe, how come we haven't took on like a family trip? Or how come you haven't took me on anything? We didn't do anything when we got married years ago or whenever they got married. It's like somebody that literally remember when they got married, where, and all this other shit. And it's like, oh, it's like, oh, okay, if that's something you want to do or whatever. And it's like, well, where would you want to go type shit. And then I'm getting, yo, whoever the fuck this is, this person cold than a bitch. But I get it. But it's like the guy that was asking the question was like, no honeymoon? It's like, shit, if I ever got married again and I wanted to have a honeymoon, I would want to take my wife, and, especially if you being so beautiful, I would literally want to take you to like Hawaii or to the islands, the Caribbean islands, or take you to like Italy, because that they say in Italy is so romantic, or like Rome or Greece or Spain or something like that. And somebody literally was putting into a fucking person head. And I'm hearing like, if not like a really nice cruise or something like that for like 4 days or a week or something like that. And unbeknownst to this woman, it's like, I never really thought about that, but that is so beautiful to want to already know what you want in your life, and being married, because being married is kind of wonderful. And this bitch is so fucking dingy, not grasping the concept. It's like, oh wow, you're not getting it, huh? And it's like, and this motherfucker did this shit intentionally. But like I said, somebody is lit. When I say a person is on edge, because it's like something that's supposed to be done with a court proceeding, something was supposed to come in, something was supposed to be done, and it's like clearly showing like it's not going to be done. Like whatever it is that they try to do, is like literally saying if they get close to doing something right, it's like literally the person will wake up right in the moment that somebody getting ready to do something, so they cut off running. Or it's like they getting ready to go pull up into your driveway or close to your home or into your parking lot. Somebody coming out of their house to get ready to go for work or some shit like that. And it's like, oh, hey, Alan. And it's like, fuck. And then it's like, you getting ready to go somewhere and like somebody's trying to come into your home, but it's like somebody like, hey, they're not home. And it's like something that keeps like fucking these people up, but it's like, oh my gosh, like somebody could be like, is this a coincidence? Is this what it is? Or whatever the case may be. And it's like, it's nothing like that. It's just like, it's a supernatural shit that keep fucking happening to somebody that keep trying to cause like a shit going on, right? And it's like, I can hear somebody clearly say, it's only literally 9 days left for you to do this. Or for somebody, it's like literally somebody had, like 11 days or something like that. And now somebody could be like literally between 8 to 4 days. For somebody, they feel like they got like 12 more days to do something. And it's like, or it's like 12 more days that they want to attempt something, but whatever it is that they trying to attempt in the next 12 days, let's just say the worst fetty situation that they could think of is about to occur. Like I could see somebody's fucking life just going to motherfucking flames. Like literally. And it's like whoever this person is or the private investigator approached this person and it was like a wife and there's kids in the home or whatever, and the person was like, well shit, a vacation would be nice. Like I can see somebody going home, cleaning, cooking, doing whatever it is that they have to do. It's like basically being married but you're single. You doing all the fucking work. The motherfucker go to work, they come home, well, I pay the bills and I do this and I do that, right? Ever, right? The bare fucking minimum. And it's like, yeah, babe, I think these type of places, and this is like someone going home, searching on their fucking phone, like what places and how long and how much it would take to go to these places to have the vacation. Because it's like, whoever it is, it's like they deserve it. Like they had all these fucking kids for you, or whatever the case may be. You mean to tell me you can't take this motherfucker and you ain't never took him on a honeymoon? But the reason being why, when whatever this person asks them where they can go, right? Unbeknownst to whoever the spouse is, man or woman in the situation, they already been to the place. And I'm seeing somebody like, oh, really? But it's like, they're like, really? That's where you want to go? Oh, okay. You know what, babe? Right. Yeah. It's some fucking crazy shit. But I'm getting like, say that the person get ready to book the flight, get it together or whatever, because it's like it's getting like the person pay for the bills and everything, right? And whatever it is that's going on, somebody could be already like trying to pre-calculate like shit. I need to make sure that I keep this amount of money in the bank account just in case they arrest my ass so I can bail out. This is somebody literally right now in no bullshit over the last few weeks. It's like, okay, just in case this shit don't work out, I gotta make sure I calculate how much money it'll take for me to get bail, how much is our house worth, all this other bullshit. The wife, let's just say it's a wife. The wife goes online, go look for what this is. She's trying to book the place, trying to schedule with like family or relatives or friends or whatever that they know from like their little Facebook group or they little mommies or friends support group, whatever. Like, hey, would you be available around, 4th of July or something like that? I know we usually do these things, but the husband said we could take a vacation, or my wife said we're taking a vacation, whatever the fuck this is. This person, unbeknownst to the person, it was like, it's like, yeah, babe, but he's not thinking that this person was going to go ahead and do it because it's usually like we usually have these financial conversations before we make these financial, things, right? Like when I say a person is on fucking edge, they're on edge. And whatever it is, like the person is like, I'm gonna surprise him. And this is like somebody, if they work wherever it is that they work at, this is like someone calling in. And it's like, hey, I usually don't call in or anything like that. Like these people know who this person's main person is. And it's like they called up to the job. And this is what's causing the job to sit here and like put pressure on a person. If they're not putting pressure on a person, I could literally see at least, even if they was working with this fucking person, I see them about at least 7 to 4 people sitting back and just sitting here like, does this motherfucker know? Like this is literally like, how somebody wanted somebody else to not to know, but they participated in some shit, but they participated, but it's like common sense or something came to these other group of people to know, like, stand down. They took the order fucking serious, right? But these are some like 4 to 11 other motherfuckers. They didn't take this shit serious. They've been adamant about it. So whoever this person is, they're not paying attention that other people like, yeah, we'll go with you, we'll roll with you, or whatever the case may be. But unbeknownst to the fucking person, they're not fucking aware that whatever it is that the job that they do, whatever it is that their side hustle is, they're not paying no fucking attention because it's literally like a wife or whoever it is that their significant other be. It could be a gay couple, same-sex couple, lesbian, whatever, or it could be somebody's like a wife or a husband or something like that. Like, say if it's a wife that works a lot and it's like a husband, like, shit, she's been working so much overtime. She deserves to be pampered. So this could be a man looking for like paradise cruises where she can like relax, get massages and shit like that, couple massages. And it's just like something that this person do randomly, right? This person called in because it's like, well, all these people, they come to our cookouts, they come to our family gatherings, or we go to the same church and shit, right? And it's like, well, the boss comes around, like, say if it's like they boss and shit, they come to the outings or they see each other, or if the work have like family picnics and shit like that, or the church events, they all see each other, right? So it's like this person felt comfortable. It's like, shit, why can't a spouse call in to the department and be like, hey, is there a time where, I planned this trip for us to go somewhere, let's say July 8th, or, the 1st of July to the 8th of July. I booked me and us to go somewhere to go take a cruise or take a flight or whatever. Will there be a way where you can just like kind of come in and I could surprise them? And it's like either going to be the day before or the day of, where it's like this person, while they're going at work or whatever, it's like 2 or 4 days prior to them going ahead and hitting them with the surprise. I'm getting like someone could be at home and it's like, well, they don't ever check anything anyway. So it's like, well, I'll just pack our things and whatever I feel they're in need. Or it's like somebody could be allotting certain type of money to put on the side and be like, it's just in case you want to shop and get something different. It's just like, the main essentials are in the bag. And then it's like putting in certain clothes that they probably notice that the wife or the husband wear often. And they put it in the bag, right? And they got when I say this motherfucker is suited and booted and ready to motherfucker go, but it's supposed to be like a surprise. And with this shit, it's like, somebody could have, when they got the phone call, I can literally hear somebody saying, oh, yeah, we sure. I can make sure that they're not on the schedule on this day or whatever. Somebody gonna pull like, yeah, I gotta go to work on this day or whatever. And as soon as they get ready to go to work, it's like I got called in and it's like somebody like, shit, I don't even care if they get ready to say that they gotta go to work. They're not going to work because I already told the boss to like, if they try to come in and still want to pull the overtime, I'm still gonna like show up. So this is like someone that is like completely feeling like something is going to go a particular way. They're going to show up to work whenever, they're not scheduled to work that day. But to them, I feel like somebody still gave them a work schedule as if the work schedule, they still schedule to fucking work, right? Child, somebody about to be in for the rude fucking awakening. And then at the same time with it, I'm getting when it's time to go ahead and do this and go take this flight. And it's like, right before they get ready to go there, right? It's like somebody gonna recognize somebody who's there, and it's like, wait a minute, did I run into you before? And it's like, yeah. Oh, why are you here? It's like, oh no, I used to work for here, or I got a friend here. I'm trying to come pick them up so we can go have lunch or some shit like that. But it's like, hey, by the way, it's something, and it's like they give them a piece of paper, or like, how people could now move around with those QR code scans or something like that. And whatever with the QR scan is, it's like somebody had somebody set something up where it's like they click the QR scan, right? And right before they get ready to, go in or whatever, it's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I took your advice and said that we was going to do this. And it's like, oh, yeah, really? I feel like on the same day all this shit's going down, somebody like, let's just say flights are canceled, whatever the fuck is going down is going the fuck down in the craziest way. This either going to be happening at somebody's workplace. This is going to be like somebody that's going to do their best to keep their composure, get in the fucking car. I'm here, somebody, you might want to get in the car. Do you want a scene or do you want to make this in the car? And whatever the fuck this person is seeing whenever they click this damn QR code and they looking at this phone, I'm getting like somebody got pictures, locations, where motherfuckers been going. They got down to the fact if there was some other kids, locations where they like somebody did not know that for like the last 10 months that they was getting fucking followed by someone else. But it was like with this other person it's just like, oh my gosh, it's 2 women involved in this shit. And it's like, what? And it's like, whatever this fucking what is, this is like, and then it's like, you know how like you could pick up on, like, this could also be somebody that could have been cool with somebody once upon a time, but then it was like, I don't know if they was with somebody else or another person. It was like someone don't know someone is closer to another person than they are to whoever it is that they, doing something with, right? And whatever it is, somebody got more loyalty towards another way than another, or another person. It's not like sexual, or it could be, it doesn't fucking matter, but it's like someone got more loyalty to whatever side or whatever more of the bond or the friendship is. And it's like, unbeknownst to the other person, it was like something that they were saying that they was willing to like betray them. Like, it's given like they all in the same situation, but something like, when I say that a person is under pressure, they're under pressure like a motherfucker. And whatever was told was like, yeah, we all run it, but I don't really, deal with this person like that. No me gusta todo, and da 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 da. And it was like somebody talking shit, because it's like they felt like, yo estaba hablando en confianza. They thought they was talking in confidence with this person. Unbeknownst to this motherfucker, I feel like somebody low key, while they was doing this, it's like somebody got out and got like coffee or donuts or some food or some shit like that, right? And you know how like you can be talking in a conversation and it's like somebody could have like low key like, hey, you know how like you can take your phone and you just have it sitting down here and nobody, and it's like they put it on speaker real quick, like, hey, something going on. I'm gonna keep you on speaker. Make sure you put your shit on mute, but listen into this, but also have something to record this bullshit about this motherfucker, right? And whoever the fuck was talking about who and whatever the fuck it was that they were trying to do to the next person, let's just say it's a lot of shit where it's saying bye bye my love type shit, like goodbye to the past, like, oh shit, we did all that. Oh, okay. It's like some shit that somebody could have did in the past, or it's like, or somebody kept bringing up whoever it is that they all could have been working. Like, it's like a group of 11, but it's like 4 of them that could have been close, and then the other 7 could have been like this. But out of the like 7 of them, like 3 of them like could have been like, I remember saying the Tres Caballeros or the quartet type shit. Let's just say it's a breakdown in there, but it's like somebody didn't realize that somebody was willing to snake them in a crazy ass way. And it's just like, what? Oh, okay. And it's like, I'm hearing somebody say, all right, cool, bet. Okay. So like, you know how like you trying to shake certain things and they'll put you in a double mind at times. But it's just like, whew. Somebody was literally caught off guard, but it's like on the caught off guard, it's like, I'm telling you, where it's some people where it's like in this situation where a lot of people were already told to stand down. God damn, there's too many confirmations in this. Excuse me for this. But whatever it is that is going on, it's like, it could be people that they work with on the job. It could be people that they hang with. Whatever the fuck it may be. It's like a lot of people are now like, what you mean that their person or whoever it is called the job to do what? And it's like, yeah, somebody, is like a little yapper. It's like, yeah, I spent like, close to like 4,000 for our trip, or 6,000 or whatever. It's just, something for us because we've been saving and they've been working so hard, and it's time for us to do this. And it's like somebody like, look, you don't have to explain to me. It's no problem. I'll take them off the schedule. You don't have to worry about it. You'll go. But this is like someone's like, shit, this is a 50-50 and whatever this situation is going to be. So literally low key, I'm not even for the hold you. Some motherfuckers sitting back ready for the fucking action. It's like this shit for the pop off at any given time. And it's just like, it's either this person will find out, but I'm getting like someone is, it's like one of those, it's like, wait. Because they know somebody about to do some fuck shit, but it's like, you know how you get an order to say, stand, when you get that order, stand down 10 times out of 10, depending on what the fuck you in, whether you're in a good world or bad world, you might want to stand down, because 10 times out of 10, somebody in a higher position knows something that could turn out in the craziest way. Not only that, a lot of people can end up getting in trouble at the same time. This shit is for to be funny, but not so funny at the same time. Because how it's going to pan out, you know how like a person, you get what you give is all I'm going to say to this, okay? Let's just say the judgment is going to be harsh and crucial, because it's like, even though it's nothing to justify this, it's literally giving sheriff, police, lawyer, county clerk, admin person, and then like a female that do something with this type of stuff, and then somebody that works in a hospital. These four people right here, the quartet or the caballeros, this shit is fit to end in the craziest way. It's literally somebody looking to figure out, hey, what this is. If there was a person that was involved in this with the church or whatever, and it was like they was doing this for somebody, it's like somebody trying to figure out, like, I'm going to keep something on the low. Or they paid someone to stay quiet about whatever it is that they doing. But whatever the fuck that something, I feel like somebody is like, it's literally fucking people at the edge of their seat, like on a good note, just to see how someone will pan out for whoever it is that, even though they, like, when I say that, it was a lot of motherfucker working with this shit because it was money in it. But then it's like, at the same time, these are people that are looking at this situation is like, it's like one of those, I could clearly hear somebody say, I hope they don't keep fucking with this person. Like, I really do. But it's like, somebody's going to do it. They're going to do it. And whatever it is that they're going to do, I'm literally getting two of these fucking people going on. And it's like one of those snaps, like somebody, if y'all work in like a particular office or whatever, excuse me. I'm hearing warning. I can give you this warning. If there's guns or any type of weapon in whatever location it is that you have to work at or something like that, have them remove it. Especially if they were born in 1995. You gonna want to take it away. Because especially, this is low-key giving a female. A female could literally have anywhere between like 2 to 4 kids. And they're married, and they always telling the husband, like, it's out, like when I say it's either a husband that called in to somebody's job or a wife. It doesn't matter. But it's also heavy on, it's more females on here, so it's given like it's a female more often than anything. But out of these females, they've been messing with one dude in particularly. But it's one female for sure. Something about 2020. One thing for sure, two things to be certain of. If it's a female and they were born in 95, and they come to wherever it is that y'all are, or wherever it is that you work at, I highly suggest, prior to, if y'all was the ones to give this person like the days off or shit like that, and you know that it's a surprise or something like that, check the car or check something and remove it. And then when they come in, it's like, shit. Let's just say it could be a bad day for everybody in that motherfucker. Whoever this person in 1995, they gonna make sure it's a bad day for however the fuck this shit is gonna be. And I feel like whoever this person born in 1995 is watching currently, because it's like, oh, but I thought you had this for me. And and this is like somebody, they're gonna keep trying to question somebody and question somebody. It's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is gonna fuck somebody up, right? And then it's like, because they gonna literally, oh, this is a woman. Damn, and y'all know fucking women be acting fucking retarded, because whoever the fuck this woman is, and they, especially if they was born in 95 or they been on the force since like 95, 2014, or 2020, this motherfucker's not really as sound as they are, or 2022. If they joined you between any of those times that I mentioned, or was born or had a kid around that time or something like that, that motherfucker is not wrapped too tight. Somebody need to know that. I'm also getting 2017, 2024, 2022, 2014, or 2020. If they born in 95, joined y'all in 95 or whatever, somebody ain't wrapped too motherfucking tight. Because something that they did in 2023 is catching up rapidly. So whatever it is, because I'm hearing something about the Rapids team. Because I'm hearing somebody, they ain't fit to take me. Somebody that y'all probably catch them red-handed right before something happened. It's a possibility, but I'm not gonna guarantee it. But however, this is the same motherfucker. They come on this motherfucker just to watch. But this is also gonna lead to another situation. This is like, I'm not because I work. This is like literally somebody that be bragging, running their mouth like this. I feel like this is somebody. This is like a motherfucker that like to read Zane books or some shit like that. I forgot the name of the book where the girl ended up having like some sort of sex addiction or whatever. And then whatever the sex addiction was, it was somebody that they was messing with. Like, no bullshit. If you remember that book and you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's like literally it's a person that, you know, they literally live their life like that. Like no fucking funny business. Whether they know it's a book out there that is like that. Somebody's name could be like Tony or Morrison. Tony Morrison or Zane. Zane was the writer of that book. But whoever it is, because I want to say that book, it was like one book called God Don't Like Ugly. Sister Soldier wrote The Coldest Winter Ever. But the other titles, I'll look them up. But whoever it is, whatever book this was, it was basically the girl end up, you know, being with her husband, but she felt like it was getting boring. Kind of like the movie Temptation, but a little bit different. It was just like she just felt like she just couldn't get enough. She couldn't get enough. She couldn't get enough. She just couldn't get enough, right? And then it was like where she couldn't get enough. It'll be like she had so many lovers, even like same-sex lovers, and she just couldn't get enough. But it was one lover that ended up falling more for her because that lover was more available whenever she needed it or wanted it, so she could get more, and then she'll get, you know, pay him money or do things for him. Or and it got to a point where he ended up catching feelings and wanted to do more with her, spend more time with her. And then she was just like real dodgy, like, no, I gotta get home. But she wouldn't never tell him that she was married and had a family. But whatever ended up happening was she basically ended up trying to get herself to go back home. And it was like, hey, trying to break it off. And it's like, I can't do this no more or whatever. And the motherfucker flipped the fuck out and beat her ass like bad. She ended up working in the hospital or whatever the case may be. And then it was like when she ended up going there, it was just like, oh, it was nothing. It was like a robbery, but whatever. She couldn't tell her husband that, hey, you know, I was sleeping around on you and this person did it to me. And she didn't want to get that person in trouble or whatever. But that person ended up coming. It was like, hey, I'm coming to check on you. But it was like he wasn't aware that, you know, her husband, it was like, And it was just like everything, just all hell broke loose right there and whatever it was. And then she was like, babe, don't leave me. You know, we have the kids. And I want to feel like she ended up going to see the person again after she got out the hospital and go fuck on them again. Like, I want to say like a few more times she did it. And then it was like either like another person caught her or something like that. And then it was like another lover she was messing with. They end up running into her in the same type of area. And wherever they ran into this woman, and it was just like, oh shit. And then it's like saying like I feel like it was like either his family or a relative that basically told the husband like, hey, we saw your wife and all this shit commotion. And it was like, look, you better tell your husband before I have to tell him. And it was no need for him because everybody ended up being at the same place at the same time. And when everybody showed up at the same place at the same time, it was like, no, babe, don't leave me. It's like, I'll go get help. I'll go to Sex Anonymous. I'll go get help. I just sit in. And it's like, and then it's like, here we are. But it was like, you know, we could work through anything. We can go get counseling. We could go to the church or whatever. Like literally, but this was a woman that did this shit. I can't remember the name of the book, but for somebody, it's a female that's fit to go through this shit. But this is like, this person could be born in 85, 95, 1975, 93. Somebody could be like in their 50s, be like, give or take 25 to 58 years old or something like that. This is even a woman that she sleep with young boys. I want to say the youngest she fucked with was like 15. The other one was like 18. Like this is how bad this person addiction is. Like this woman messed with a 15-year-old, an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, or something like that. Like they was in their teens. But this is how bad this person addiction is. But somebody could literally either been on the force since 1995, doing something since 1995, or born in 1995. If they was born in 1995, this is like a person so hypersexual, like they'll do anything. Like there is nothing off when it comes to the bedroom. Like when I say nothing, if it's a man like saying, oh, I want you to do this to me and do this to me, tie me up, dog walk me, penetrate me, this woman is with it. Like if they're married, I don't even feel like their husband ever seen this type of side to them ever. And trust and believe me, I feel like if this is a woman doing this to the man is pleased. That's why I feel like this man probably don't move, don't do anything or whatever. Like they don't mind or whatever. But if this woman, I feel like the husband would not ever fucking know exactly what it is that this person is into. Ever. But this is like a woman that's involved in some other bullshit because it's like, well, shit, our bank account look great or whatever. But it's also like this man works just as much as the woman does. And whatever type of work that the man does, you know what I'm saying? He, you know, whenever he came up with the idea of wanting to take her on a vacation, I feel like this person came up with this around like December. And whenever they came up with wanting to take the person on a vacation or whatever, it was like, you know, she works hard, you know, and this is like a person, if they're at home with the kids, this will be a man that will try to keep the kids, you know, calm, quiet, or whatever. Well, you know how mom gets. And then she'll have her moments whenever she know people are going to come around or whenever she know people are calling her. She would literally be like, oh, praise the Lord, act like the church and shit like that. Ain't shit church about this bitch. She put on a facade, especially if it was something going on since like December. Oh, the show was on like a motherfucking, like it was on like Donkey Kong, okay? And with this shit going on, this woman, like I want to say over the last, I want to say around April, April or May, they noticed like a behavior change, but it was like, I feel like the husband didn't take it personal. It's like, well, shit, because this is someone that's been literally working 7 days out of the week. But it's like, I remember, I could tell like somebody was picking up like, you working too hard. I don't know why you working so hard. I work, you work. You know what I'm saying? You barely home. It'll be like, oh, well, I only have to work this. And unbeknownst to this man, this woman is not fucking working. She be cheating. So she'll literally work 5 days out of the week, but the other 2 fucking days she's out cheating. Or it's like, I feel like ever since something happened to her around like November, or it's like something happened around November where it was like, look, we're going to shorten your time. Instead of you doing like, full 12 hours, we're going to have you work like 6 to 8 hours, maybe 9, not to, so it don't seem so bad. Whatever the fuck this is, I'm telling you, this broad fit to go out sad, okay? Somebody could also be 56. Somebody could be born in 1965. It don't matter your motherfucking age. Somebody know this fucking story is resonating because it's hitting a motherfucker like, what? But it's also, too, you know what I'm saying? Certain times when people could figure out some people got behaviors and they want to get them off of them, these also like, this happen more often than not, whether y'all know it. Say if the person was like gigolos, strippers, escorts, and shit like that, and especially with male escorts, they don't say much because who gonna believe a man that get assaulted from a woman? Who gonna believe a man if they're getting abused, stalked, harassed, or certain things? Like, who gonna believe them? It's like logic, like, but I mean, I get it because I've seen it happen more often than not, and most of the time, it's literally from women that end up being like school teachers, work for board education, uh, counselors, like psychiatrists and psychologists and shit like that. Doctors, lawyers, judges, especially when they're females and they're looking for men, that shit be crazy. I remember seeing that shit. Like I said, it's nothing under the sun that people could do that I won't know. Like, I speak on more aspect of how the women would do the men, but I don't really speak more heavy on what I've seen happen to, especially with the men that I grew up with, relative wise, when they used to do that shit just to get that extra change, especially the ones that used to be in jail and shit. And they when they got to get their money, you got to get your money. Shit, if it's laying with another motherfucker, cause shit, you do it in prison, but shit, the price gotta be right. Or, if it's a woman, it could be an older woman, it could be a fat woman. All they know is they getting their motherfucking money. They don't give a shit. But especially when you don't have the real support, that's the only resort that they have, especially if they got like felonies or certain misdemeanors that will keep them from getting particular jobs. That's really what they have left. Now, unless it's like I said, police officers, lawyers, judges, people work at the hospital. They'll help them get in like medical care. They will help them get, if they don't get them the jobs in the department, they'll get them jobs working on the lawn. And if you work for these type of official places, the pay, you're gonna have some really decent pay. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have some decent pay. It ain't gonna be like high pay unless you're just lucky to luck up and get like with certain like places, waste management or certain things that work for federal business. These judges, lawyers, sheriff departments will hook their little secret lovers up with these motherfucking jobs, unbeknownst to people, whether they know it or not. And then, say for instance, if these motherfuckers do be having addictions, secret little affairs and shit. Oh, well, I'll help you make sure that you can get your towing business going. I can make sure that this, information get covered up. I'll make sure that I tell my worker that if this person's paperwork, make sure you deny it. Like, they be having reports like that at the courthouse and shit. And it's women, man, and they'll be punking these men if you say anything about this, or they'll put them under a gag order or non-disclosures. What else they be doing to the men, especially the men, because they know men are less likely to speak up on it. They know for a fact. And then if it's like they got certain like things going on in their life, they will literally threaten them. And then they, low key, whenever they finish sleeping with these people, they go to work the next day, and most of the time they'll go under the radar because ain't nobody checking for them. It's just like, it's like, oh no, I was just looking for something, and this person came up, and it was just like, if it's like a judge or a lawyer or a police officer, it's like, I was just bored. I was just looking at different states, especially if they into politics. That's how they use their excuse to get over on men, or if they feel like some people are questioning, what made you look this person up? Or motherfucker, they looking the person up because that's who the fuck they've been fucking on, and they trying to make sure that person stay quiet about what the fuck it is that they've been doing with the person, so that whatever criminal activity that they could be doing, or if they cheating, or if this is one of their people that they fuck on, that's how they, make sure they keep control of them. Okay, well, if they got little connects in other states and cities and shit like that, or if it's part of the U.S. territories, oh, they trust and believe me. They make sure you do this for me. I'm every time you see me, and you'll make sure you get like $500, depending on how high the crime is or how thick the crime is. Oh, you get some big bucks off that shit. Trust and believe me. The men, if it's same sex and it's men that work into official positions and they do this with the criminals, they definitely pay them a lot of fucking money. Okay, if it only takes $3,000 to $4,000 to buy a dirty cop, how much do you think it is to keep somebody and keep them under wraps? Like, make it make sense. But the women, yeah, that's how that shit really fucking pan out. But then it'd be like, more often than not, that's why I wish certain men, like, if a person, like, there's no man that can't tell me, like, you know when a person is lying, you know when somebody's just trying to feed on your empathy and sympathy, but then you also can know, like, depending on a person's behavior, their demeanor, how they carry themselves, who they hang around with, you can tell more or less when a person is really, you know, like, if they say certain things to you, you will literally fucking know if, like, certain things has happened to them and they getting taken advantage of, whether they know it or not. Because sometimes these will be people where they be very selective and they know who they can get away with the shit with. They know, I was like, oh, they a little dingy. They ain't gonna know that I did this to them. They like this. They ain't gonna know that. But then, you know, to them, like, shit, when you gotta live the life of crime, whether they was brought up good or not, and they're accustomed to this, and then they get these records and shit like that, and then they end up getting like, well, I say, if he don't like me, I know he a cop, or they do certain things, you know that it's a cop or something like that. This is like certain situations like that where certain men, when it's one of those when male gigoloing goes wrong, and then it's like now you stuck with this psychotic motherfucker that's getting fearful. Like, say, like, if this is a person in an official position, it's like, babe, I know this, you know, the wife, like, oh, I don't want to have sex, I'm so tired, you know, I've been working so hard, I'm working too long. Unbeknownst to the, you know, the husband, is like, yeah, we only do it on around these times. It's like, sir, you ain't only doing it around that time. It's because she's already getting her rocks off, and she can already feel, especially if she feel like she can get her husband and she feel like he's like, they put them in church and stuff like that. Certain women will be like, yeah, you know, my husband's so into church and we go do this or whatever, and she's really not interested into that, and she lives an alternate lifestyle to that man. It will literally become like, okay, well, when he ready to do it, I'm gonna do it, but, and I'm gonna make sure he pleased where he ain't really asking for it like that. So, like, if she approach it to him, it's like, shit, he gonna be ready, because it's like, shit, you know, and how often do I get it? But shit, when I get it, I know I'm satisfied. And this is one of those, like, wham bam, thank you ma'am, I'll put you to sleep type shit. But then it's like, I didn't really get satisfied. Like, this will be a fucking woman that will fake an orgasm. And then it'd be like, oh babe, I'll be back. You know, one of my friends seemed like they're in a crisis or whatever. And it's like, they ain't no motherfucking crisis. She already set up, whether he knew it or not. And it was something while they was getting the kids, or while she doing her school roundabout to drop off the kids and shit. She done already set up her meet to go meet with somebody early in during the day, during the time between having to go pick up the kids. And when she's setting up that meet and stuff like that to go meet with whoever the person is, this could be like, especially women that work at like clinics, hospitals and stuff like that, that run certain clinics and hospitals, psychiatry and stuff like that. They usually do it around that time. Excuse me. Judges, lawyers, police officers, they tend to do it on their shift hours. So if they know, like, if the spouse know that they work from 7 to 7, right? Trust and believe that 7 to 7, they're accustomed to them working that day. And they be like, yeah, babe, I'm on the schedule. And not knowing that they only working 5 days. It's like, oh, well, the holidays, you know, we get extra pay. They'll take on them holidays fucking opportunities and be like, well, shit, that motherfucker think I'm over here doing so shit. I got 12 hours. I'm gonna get a chance to go ahead and do whatever the hell I is that I'm gonna do. Shit, whether they gotta travel 2 hours, 3 hours, shit, they know they got a 12-hour window. They know that the husband might be accustomed to them always walking into the house maybe about 2 or 3 hours, you know, later. And that shit right there, that's how the fuck they be playing that shit. But it's like, more men get taken advantage of more than not, whether people know it or not. And it's like, that's how the fucking game is played. And it's like, certain people, like, there's somebody right now looking boo-boo in the face, like, Nah, I mean, ma'am, you might want to reconsider why you keep fucking with people when you know you could be found out. Why else would you put certain people in predicaments that they ain't gotta be in, and then they getting figured out, and then it's like they getting called out, and it's like they getting triggered. What you getting triggered for? Because it's like, well, I'm not gonna help you now. Well, shit, you ain't gotta help, sir, ma'am. If they them, that ain't got shit to do with me. The truth is the truth. The truth shall set you free. But literally, you know what I'm saying? It could be a man that could be fucking triggered by the fact, like, oh shit. Or somebody trying to, like, make sure that the some not known. But in court of law, it's like somebody feel like, oh, this is, but somebody's stress levels is high in the motherfucker right now. I can tell you that. But it's like, it's also somebody feeling like, damn, how, ain't no how. Somebody could be a Libra. So my birthday could be October or November. February, September, November. This is also like somebody that how you know I'm telling the truth? If somebody could have went home to the spouse and the spouse sitting there like, oh yeah, babe, what's going on? It was like, yeah, we had to help some state troopers today and we had to respond to some people at the beach because it's like something was in the car. It's like sand or something. It's like, why would this be in here? And it's like I feel like somebody's husband could be like gullible than a motherfucker and don't be catching on to it. It's like, why the sand is in here? Versus, you know what I'm saying? Like when I say that last situation put me on, it put me on. Cause it's like I knew whenever he would go cheat and do certain things or he went somewhere he wasn't supposed to go or go do, the car would be clean than a motherfucker. Anytime that car come back clean and you know you already had a plan like I was gonna clean the car anyway, and they get the car, either they're gonna clean the car before they go or they're gonna clean the car while they're out and about because they did something with the car or in the car, or they had somebody else in the car and they want to clean out the evidence. Like shit, it's a possibility this person, hair could have fell in here. Unbeknownst to them, they're not really cleaning all the areas that they supposed to. But if you notice that a person is super super clean and all of a sudden it ain't that they just super super fucking clean. It's they super super trying to clean up every bit of fucking evidence that they had to make sure that you don't notice, whether they lying or not to you, that you wouldn't pick up that somebody else was either in your car or they did this. Like that motherfucker, when I say I'm so grateful, regardless of what it is, I don't give a fuck. Like I learned from the good, the bad, the ugly, and what it taught me was to pay attention to that shit. And it's like I'm grateful for that because it's like if it wasn't for what he did, it was just like putting the pieces together of how a person would really operate and move. 10 times out of 10, if they know you catching on to it and you take them back, they just trying to figure out a better way to clean up the details of how they cheated. That's it. Is it? And then it's like, if they felt like you found something through the app, you'll start noticing that they got different folders, or it's going to be one major folder and everything that used to be there is no longer there. Or it's going to be different type of apps on there where you're not paying attention to the app that was actually originally there. Or they literally learn to go ahead and clean out the cache and the cookies in the phone, and or you'll start noticing that they don't use the regular Chrome or Firefox no more. You're realizing it's a different type of computer software or some shit like that, or even on the fucking phone. It's a lot of shit. Like I'm so fucking grateful. Like if that man ever fucking do it, was like, bro, I'm really fucking grateful for the experience. I don't give a fuck how fucking bad that shit was. I'm grateful for it because it's like, okay. So everything, that even just transpired to current, it was like all that shit just made sense because it's like there's no way, what I'm saying, for somebody to feel like they're getting away with so much. And it's like the evidence is right there in front of your face. It's right there in front of your face. And granted now, even though the behavior wasn't warranted, and it's like, bro, you knew better. Like, and every time he would try to justify what it was that he was doing, it was like, it was like he made it his business and his priority that every time that I'm telling him, and I didn't ever give him no reason to believe I was cheating, trying to betray him, hurt him, harm him. No, I didn't ever give that man no type of indication. All it was, he wanted to be cool, he wanted to be seen. I ain't had no problem, but it's like, shit, just let me go. That's all you have to say, baby. Ain't nothing else in between there. Let me go mind my business. But you can also tell at the same time when a person hasn't had anything good in their life. So it was like I didn't really take it personal, and it's certain people that would expect for you to take it personal. I ain't gonna be the one to take it personal. That's why, like, when the people was like, "Oh, she's just jealous because I got this person," and they're just jealous. Baby, I would not ever be jealous. I ain't ever really care to keep them in, especially when you know you like. For me, it's the thing is if they're too fucking predictable, which does bring a little bit comfort. But if it's too predictable in a particular type of behavior, let them go, because that behavior is going to continue because they feel like that you're allowing them there. It's going to keep doing it. All it is the same shit dressed up a little bit different. The same behavior just covered up a little bit better. That's all the fuck it is. The only thing that can, actually be proven is to change behavior and action and consistency with that. But they're going to be inconsistent somewhere. Whether I tell you all the time, a person will always tell you the truth, even in a lie. It's like, are you a detective? Are you a FBI? Are you a CIA? Ain't none of that shit. Ain't ever been no desire to do that shit. I won't put myself in the field, working in the field, let alone working with somebody. Like I can collaborate with you. I can contract. We can make legal agreements to do that, and you can pay me that way. But to be around people, work in the office, or being at this point, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if you know someone has something going on and you trying to adamantly trying to force somebody to have to beg for something that is already rightfully theirs, and then you choose to go ahead and do what it is, I'm a firm believer karma's a bitch. I'm a firm believer of that. And why would I want to focus on getting get back when the most get back that you can get is that the person, they don't believe in what it is that you believe in? You ain't got to believe in the same person's beliefs. Okay, you believe in Christianity, ain't shit wrong with that. You believe in, Jehovah, ain't nothing wrong with that. You believe in Allah, ain't shit wrong with that. I ain't gonna ever judge you for that. If anything, just tell me a little bit more about it so I can have a clear understanding about it. And then not even about that 10 times out of 10, it ain't really about the religion. It's about me learning you. But it also means that when I'm around you, I'm meant to respect what it is that you're into. I don't have to be into it, but I have to respect it. You see the difference? And these are people that don't know the difference between that. They'll get triggered every time, like, oh, this is this and this is this. It's like, no, we can agree to disagree. But long as I'm being respectful and not crossing those boundaries in that situation, I know that in a healthy situation, that just means in our situation for things to understand. And if we're going to always agree to disagree on that type of topic, that's just not a topic that we should just bring into there, especially if we want to have peace and harmony, right? But any religion across the board, infidelity or cheating is not acceptable. It doesn't matter what fucking religion it is. Being disloyal, infidel, or infidelity, or cheating, it's not acceptable. It doesn't matter what fucking religion, what color you are in. Cheating is a no-no. Shit, I don't give a fuck if you fucking Arab or Arabic or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Motherfuckers got 4 wives. That motherfucker know better not to cheat on any of the motherfucking wives outside of the 4 that he already fucking has. That's law. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like certain people that just don't grasp the concept about how that shit work. And these are like female, like, oh, you gonna keep the code. Shit, I am not a feminist. I don't abide by that code. That's not my thing. I don't ride with it. Shit, I wouldn't ever really fucking ride hard for any fucking female ever again in my life unless it's something that is gonna be newly born into my life or my girls come home. That's it. Them 3 little girls, Marcus, that's what the fuck I care about right now. But however, it's a certain thing in the situation and whatever this legal proceeding is and how they choosing to go ahead and carry on with this situation, still trying to create illusions and work their magic with these medical people and this law people just to afford to not have to pay out what they need to pay out. These are some people that are literally doing this. Somebody could literally be having somebody drive around me right now at this time, driving some sort of Ford. A Ford Explorer, a Ford Fusion, something type of Ford car. And this person could be a probation officer, a police officer, private investigator, if not a fucking security guard. Seriously. That's just the name of the game, just a ten of swords to cause death and just to make sure certain things don't come out. This is also someone doing something. When I say, when these men get in trouble and certain things like that, this is how they control them. If they figure out like this was like a person that worked either in the medical field or the judicial or official position, that they found out that like they had one of their favorite gigolos or boot calls or whatever person that they like to do certain things with, this person literally hired a private investigator just to find out any and everybody that this person sleep with. And then it's like, well, I want to be this person's favorite, so I'm going to stalk every single last one of them just to make sure that he don't leave and he still stay in his lifestyle so he could be all for me. Somebody literally is not there. But it's like you got a husband at home, you got kids at home. So why are you so adamant and so focused on this one person? Whether they want to have the same beginning. This is a person like, well, shit, you know, I know that he likes to go ahead and do this. And I like to sleep with, like, this will be a woman that literally has a thing for like gay or bisexual men. It's a thing. And with that, because she knows that she can literally, you know, any true heterosexual man, he ain't really gonna be with it. But if he did do that, it's like something that he got out of his system a long time ago, or it's like, all right, you could be over there and I'm gonna be up here type shit. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be in the same area at the same time. So this is like a woman that knows, like, you know, more than likely than not, it's a bisexual man or a gay man that's gonna be okay with the things that she needs to fulfill her desire. And out of that situation is about 4 main of these people that she utilized and realized that they felons. And when they're felons, she goes and figure out what type of crimes that they're in, and then say it's some crazy stuff or some big money coming in. That's how somebody was able to conceal certain ways that they was running the money. That's all that was. And once she figured that out, or if it was like a dirty cop that she felt like she was dealing with, she'll get like certain things that she know, like, this could be a man that has a husband, right? I mean, well, a man that has a husband or a man that can have actually a family, right? She will blackmail the fuck out of these people like, oh, well, does your transsexual husband or wife know that you're sleeping with this person? Or if it's a man that could have been sleeping with other men or other women, she will blackmail the fuck out of them and figure out whether that person know it or not. She was the one that set up those cameras on those men to collect the evidence. And somebody been doing this shit for like 4 to 7 years, if not up to like 11 years on people. No bullshit. And this is how she been getting away with 10 of swords. And if she knew that they had kids and stuff like that, and all of a sudden she realized that if she didn't do it to their main home, it'll be like, if the man has a wife and they have siblings, sisters, the wife has sisters, or the man has sisters or something like that, she'll get them caught up because it's like, oh, damn, my sister just called and said that, you know, they're trying to take her kids or whatever the case may be. Unbeknownst to this fucking man, it was her that did it. So this was her way to strategically get them to conform and then to control them to do this. If she knew that they were part of church and shit like that, this is how they've been doing it for like the last 10 years. But a lot of, you know, people, if it's not open to the public, you would never know. So that's why it's like, usually when it's like a person wants to utilize certain shit against people, that's usually how it operates. That's usually how the fuck it operates. Or if this is a person that do, you know, the clarity work at the county office where like it got to go through them in order to like stamp the paperwork and you got to get your divorce and shit like that, and it got to go through her, that's what she'll do. For somebody, it's literally somebody that do the courthouse paperwork. So say if somebody did come in to stamp the paperwork or something like that, she is the one that literally makes sure that it doesn't go to what it is. Like she been true to this shit for some years. And whatever place or person or group of people she worked with, like she can assure them because it's like, well shit, it goes through me. Don't you realize that? And if it's like they tied to churches and shit like that, oh, trust and believe me, you know what only would crush any type of religious person. Oh, well, you know, in your little Christian faith, and this is a bitch that go to a Christian church or a non-denominational church, and be like, you know, your little Christian church, they wouldn't like to know that you do this or you do this or you was doing this. This is literally how somebody fucking fuck with people head. But it's like literally giving like somebody is literally at the time crunch of how they doing some shit right now. And this is like, you know how somebody just feel like they smarter than another fucking person, and it's like you realize that the person can break down your whole operation in the craziest way. Right? Right. And then it's like you fucking with somebody, like if they say leave him the fuck alone, like shit, if you want the nigga, have the nigga, but leave me the fuck alone out of it. This is a person that if it's somebody that she feel is getting ready to leave them or, you know, do certain things. But this is also if she had people that did NDAs or, you know, were, let's just say they got arrested, they're felons or you know, and things like that. And she finds them on Backpage. This will be someone that she'll go find out. Rather that person and even sometimes some of these men could be single or they could have like baby moms or whatever. They'll do the research on these men. If they got kids, if they got baby mamas, they'll go see if it's like other people they deal with. This also be somebody that'll get them talking, and it's like in my situation, I know for a fact that he probably 10 times out of 10 he got more enticed because it was like, well, why is it that you know, you wouldn't like your mom, or why is it that this is this and this and this, right? And I'm pretty sure that once, you know what I'm saying, with my folks, they knew whenever I would bring the person around, and I would bring them around 10 times out of 10, they were feeling like they'd be testing me. It's like, no, motherfucker, I'm testing you. Unbeknownst to a lot of people, they don't realize, like, I already know how my folks get down. I already know how the fuck my folks get down. Let's see if you stupid enough to fall for their shit. And clearly, it showed and proved that this person was dumb enough to fall for their shit. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, to me, in my heart, in my, you know, in my spirit, it felt like it's in you, it's in you. But it's like low key as the time went on and certain things started to happen, I was like, it ain't in you, man. And it was one of those, it's like, motherfucker, it's like literally watching somebody give themselves to the fucking sharks, not realizing like, bro, do you not know I know how this shit work, right? Because it's not ever been like where some people be like, she's manipulative. I mean, call it manipulation or you can call it safety. For me, for my own safety, if I'm looking to get away from certain people at the same time versus crashing out and getting myself fucking locked up, I need to know if you loyal or you really true to me. That's it. And 10 times out of 10, they always fell for the okie doke. James did, the lad motherfucker did, all the ones before prior fell for it too. So that's why it's like, oh, all I needed to see if you can you stand your ground, can you? 10 times out of 10 they couldn't. It's like, okay, it's certain things that I need, and it'll be like people feeling like it's a standard or something like that. It's no, I mean, it's a standard. To other people it'll feel like it's a requirement. But if you don't feel like it's in you, apparently, like most people be like, well, why would you choose me? Motherfucker, I wouldn't choose you if I didn't feel like it was in you. But then it's also one of those situations where I had to sit back and realize, like, damn sure, you know it's in the fucking person. But then at the same time, am I getting their representative or I'm getting the thing that's really in them? You know what I'm saying? It's on you and it's in you, right? But 10 times out of 10, the representative is showing the potential. You can't keep falling for a motherfucker with potential that ain't really taking the action to realize, like, all right, let's see if you got the capability to comprehend loyalty, allegiance. Do you have the capability to know when you're getting told a truth or a lie? I'm gonna be in truth regardless. I ain't got shit to hide. Ain't shit you fit to do to make me feel any type of way. Oh, I'm gonna put this on the internet. Motherfucker, they've been doing that shit since I was a fucking kid, bro. So that's out the window. Oh, we're gonna talk about you. They've been talking about it since a kid. That's out the window. We're gonna embarrass you and make you feel like you're a shitty mom. That's been happening since 2007. Definitely out the window. Next. Oh, we're gonna take away your money and make sure you're starved. You must not have never met me in 2008. Carry on. We're gonna make sure that you feel like you gotta beg somebody and have somewhere to fucking stay. That happened 2008, right before I went into the military, 2009. Carry on. Next. Oh, we're gonna make sure that you don't get promoted and you get blackballed. That's been going on since about 2009, 2010. Carry on. And it's like 10 times out of 10, it's just like, oh, well, it ain't about being better than no motherfucking body. It's about I really fucking choose the people based on what it is that I feel you are capable of doing. But clearly, if you're not capable of doing that and being solid, why the fuck would I keep you? But this is somebody that got more fucking scared of somebody that I just took down within the last hour. It's even that the people that this fucking female is working with right now at this time is somebody literally sitting there with their fucking mouth to the ground. Literally. It's literally somebody's fucking mouth right now to the fucking ground. I should not be able to elaborate how the plan and how the fucking operation work, baby. It's no different than medical whatever. That shit been going on since what, the 60s? Shit, you listen. You must forgot when your granny was an old school hoe. I used to listen to the stories. And listening to the stories, baby, you be sitting there, shit. The shit go all the way back. When did what's his name? Chuck Berry, Little Richard. Shit, the stories our grandma would tell me about Tutti Frutti, all Rudy. When she started singing that fucking song, I always started to pay attention. Whenever she started singing that song, I just knew whenever she was getting ready to go do something she ain't had no business. Because other than that, all day long throughout that house, she would always be singing some church songs. And I ain't ever fucking judge her. I ain't ever judge her. Shit, you got to do what you got to do. And if you went through as much pain as that woman did, you know what I'm saying? I was able to fucking forgive that. But then it was like at the same time, she was just so fucking mean. So I knew like energetically on a spiritual level, for them to do what it is that they did, they would have to use her graveyard stuff. If you want to attach certain other entities to a person that cause them to keep going through certain things and carry on the trauma of the person, you got to use the graveyard dirt of that person who passed on, which is usually a person that it has to be literally up to 2 people or to a group of 11 people, which they use Easter Star or Masonry, or if you really into like deep dark hoodoo or voodoo or shit, Masonic type groups and shit, you need the graveyard of the person that you felt that everyone knew and can agree on, especially if they practice it, to know that that person is very vindictive, low down and will cause you this type of harm. You get the graveyard of that person. You have to get that. And when you get the graveyard of that person, depending on who you're trying to attach it to, is either going to be one or two things. You'll always take the picture of who it is that you're going to want it to happen to, and you dig up either a piece of the grass or a piece of the dirt, if it's like around the headstone or whatever. 10 times out of 10, if you want it to fuck with the person's head, it's spiritual, the heart, you'll go to the position of wherever the body is and how it was brought down. You go to that section of it where the heart would have been at. You get the dirt or you get the grass of that, or you go to the headstone, especially when you're trying to do the death magic. You do that. And then if you want the person to carry on the burdens of the generations or the family or the relatives and stuff like that, and you felt like that they were weakling and you want to control that person, you go to those people's headstones. So they would have had to use Lavinia's and Jesse's, right? And then they would have to go ahead and go use Marion's, and then they had to go use Marion Denise Luter, Rita Luter, Johnny Walker Luter's headstones for me to carry on what they had. Aunt Marion from Georgetta and them, she got shot and killed with her husband. But it wasn't by coincidence. Georgetta set her up. So when Lavinia passed on, Georgetta got her passed on because she got tired of taking care of her. And then when they found out about her life policy insurance, of course, it was easy to take her out, right? But when she was living or whatever, she didn't start getting more soft to me. Like maybe when I got older, I didn't go see her as much. So they had to use that. Right now, I can tell you that it was some of the stuff. So Carla and Kiera would have to go in and do that. And they knew I had some type of tie to some people in like Mississippi, Louisiana. So Patrick and them, they would have to go do that one themselves. And then they used Marion Denise's stuff, which she had cancer, a tumor to the brain and cancer. Then Rita Mae, she passed away, as they say, from a broken heart. But it wasn't, it was an overdose of somebody putting something in her drink. Whether they knew that or not, Patrick did that shit. The same way Kimberly died, that the last wife he had before the wife he had now, that's how she died. That's why he was sitting there. It's like in between of when they figured out, I don't know what the fuck they got going on now. But however it is, that Patrick got cancer, right? But then it's like Johnny dealing with things with his heart, his health, and his weight, right? Then they had Marion Denise, before she passed on, she was pregnant with a child. So guess what? I need you to die with that child or that fetus, right? But it wasn't like on her own accord. They sped it up. Especially when you know it's already terminal or they already did particular surgeries like that. All it takes is for you, whatever type of medicine is a chemical reaction to a particular medicine, whether the people really had a full diagnosis of what the person had going on in their body. It's certain medicines that you're not going to look into because it's going to be like, well, we gave them everything to help treat the cancer, to keep it from spreading and da-da-da-da. But unbeknownst, they're not putting all the pieces together, or it was someone who put it together and they're used to using that particular morgue. That shit been happening since fucking 75. Really and truly low key, politically, that shit been happening since 1957. If I have to be super direct about how they do that on clinical research aspects, secret society aspects, the Nevilles and the Proctors and the Gallaghers and the Selva people, 1957. But more effectively being able to be more discreet, 1985, give or take. Tell you. So these are people that felt like they can just get away with it and this is how they've been getting away with trying to take people money and getting justice and falsely accused. These motherfuckers that got locked up for just having just a little crumb of weed on them didn't even supposed to be in there. It's like, man, I got falsely accused and them really be motherfuckers in that shit having to be in there, and it really was that they didn't have this shit on there. It's just the right people wasn't paying attention to the actual lifestyles of how these people. I'm hearing this is how the lifestyle of the rich and famous been living for the last 55 years. They only in fucking position of power because the certain people that they end up putting away are the particular people that's making they living today. Confirmation. And then they get real fucking aggressive whenever they feel like you figuring out their crimes and stuff like that. You'll start seeing them if they know that you're a person and you really are responsible. They got to try to figure out and make it look like you're irresponsible. If they can't make you look like you're irresponsible, they got to make it look like you got a mental issue. If they can't make it look like you got a mental issue, they got to make sure you have some kind of health condition to take you out. If it's not a health condition, they going to make sure that you get some type of 10 times out of 10, if you got kids, they're gonna make them juveniles, which make it seem like you're a bad parent, unfit parent, or a parent that just don't know how to guide the way, aka CPS DCF. If they can't get you that way, or psychologically, or they try to catch you slipping, or plant things, so that their next thing was to either try to plant some drugs, like say if I decide to get paid, right, and they on this time crunch, they would literally take, if they don't close the case anytime soon, they will attempt to, whether they feel like the feds is watching or not, they're going to attempt to try to plant drugs in the place, which would allow them to start working with, like, 10 times out of 10, these people are staying in condos or renting homes from particular rental home companies. Keller Williams is notorious for it. Remax is notorious for it. Century used to do it. Century 21 used to do it, but they don't do that shit no more. Recently, which was one of the places where I was going to get my real estate license from, One Blue Real Estate, and whoever could be partner companies that they work with. You look into them, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a history of them. Oh yeah, we have rental places over here, but then you will also see that it's very much gentrified. And then if it's not only gentrified, just look through the records of what immigrants they have that are renting particular places, and those usually be the people that they are able to contain, control, if not buy off. It ain't nothing new. To me, it's like literally ain't nothing new. Or they really try to get those who are really church stricken. So if they don't feel like you are in the church stricken, they can't run you by church, right? Or they could feel like you're not a person that getting into the crime or nothing like that, and they can't get you to really like conform if they get you caught up with DCF or CPS. And then they'll try to get you conform where you lose your job. If you got veterans or military things, that's when they'll try to open up false cases. Oh, we can't find this veteran. Or they'll make it very complicated to make sure that you get your medical help or, results. So meaning you're getting gaslit on about your resources or your health conditions. Like, meaning you could literally be coming in there and you bleeding internally. They're going to sit there and say, oh, no, it's nothing. It just seems like you maybe had a tummy ache. Maybe you should just have some Toms. If they have people pharmaceuticals and they have them in their pocket, they're going to make sure that they give your ass the proper pharmaceutical, that whatever is going on with your body, your blood, your inside, a broken bone, they're going to make sure, like if it's a broken bone, they're going to give you something to make sure to make the bone even fucking weaker, which means you got to keep coming back to them, which gives them control. And then they're going to tell you like, hey, it seems like you got this type of thing. Or they'll cause you to get unnecessary surgeries on your body. Like, it's certain ways for them to make your ass fucking conform one way or another. And it's happened for years. Like the 1970s, these are like fucking 1970s tactics. If they don't feel like that you are versed or into like hoodoo, voodoo, santeria, like they took full fucking ride with that shit. When they figured out that people could do that, or certain methods and shit like that, when they figured that shit out, baby, they done rolled that shit to they can't ride it no more. These are the closeted motherfuckers that play in the dark shit. Oh, well, I'm gonna put some root work on them. I'm gonna do some love craft on the motherfucker. I'm gonna do some mental bane magic on these motherfuckers, whether they know it or not. But I do it in the comfort of my home, or I'll go pay somebody else to do that shit for me. That shit been happening for fucking years. Shit, you'll get enough of it, or you get tired of it whenever you see the prostitutes do that, because how else am I keeping the customers coming back? Of course, if they live in the dark life, they're going to find a dark way to do what it is. That's no different than like if a madam is feeling some type of way and she feel like a female is getting out of fucking control, she gonna make sure, which Sheila wanted to do that madam shit, or if Patrick wanted to be a pimp and shit like that, pimping someone out. I need to make sure I find one of my ruggedest, hardest ass pimps, whether they know it is undercover or not, or one of my customers that I used to fuck with that I know has a very violent behavior, or is a serial killer, or they just into that fucking lifestyle where it's like, oh, this bitch getting out of order, I'm gonna make sure this bitch commit to me. Like, they know what type of people are really rogue like that. or they know what type of, man or woman will literally try to make a man submit to whatever it is that their agenda is. Like, oh, I'm gonna fix you. I'm gonna show you. You ain't gonna disrespect me. They're not gonna put the hands on it, but they know who will. And then it's supposed to cause the person, whether it's, they need you to run back to your family. Your mama needs you. 10 times out of 10, it'd be people's fucking parents. Whether they know it or not, it'd be your fucking parents. If it's not a parent, you got to pay attention within your fucking family who got bigger beef with who. If it's always an issue when it comes to the mama or the granddaddy or something like that, trust and believe, they know which one of the kids they can manipulate against who. If that is ever going on in your motherfucking house, and you know for a fact that they used to be on that shit, or they used to do trucking, 304 work, lot lizards, stripping and any of that stuff, escorting, trust and believe me, they playing that hoodoo. And if they in the church, trust and believe me, on the back end, and they feel like they ain't getting out of things, and they can't get the empathy, sympathy, and you just know that motherfucker is just ornery, hateful, they doing it to their kids. They doing that shit to their kids. Or it'll be a fucking person like, oh, I lost my parents and stuff like that. With me, that's how I knew Patrick, like, he killed them fucking parents. Whether Johnny or Rita want to fucking believe it, Patrick did that shit. Johnny was just big enough once he got into fucking college that he could utilize him with muscle. And then he also could be like, damn, brother, you know that we can do this. But then it was like, when it wasn't Johnny, because Johnny and Rita are the babies, he would use Michelle. Michelle know that Patrick did it. So she was very adamant where she hid out from everybody because she was more in the streets and to the gangs and shit like that and that dark shit than it was for Rita and Johnny to know. They were still small, but Johnny, Michelle, Patrick, and then I want to say that they say the brother Anthony and Denise. But Denise knew something was up when it came to Patrick. So Patrick had I'm going to fix you, Denise. So he ended up getting Denise caught up with Gary. Because he knew Gary did some shit. Because Patrick and Gary used to fuck around. Gary ended up they was in the military. He was fucking with Gary when he was in the military when Denise was married to him. So anytime that he would go sneak off and fuck with Patrick, he'll get aggressive with Denise. That was like, it was no fucking secret about how the fuck they did this shit. It's like, it's no real fucking strategy, but this is like the factual of how they really did this shit. It's the facts of life. It's been going on for fucking years. I don't give a fuck who go look into it. I can guarantee you it's a pattern and it's consistent with everything that I said up until this point. It's consistent. If you miss that fucking minor detail, that means intentionally you was looking to make sure that none of your cases were solved. You were intentionally making sure that shit didn't get solved. Clearly. There is no way in fucking hell that any person that call themselves private investigators, Federal Bureau of Investigations, Internal Affairs, DEA, ATF, there's no fucking way in the fucking world you need to tell me you don't see this fucking consistent pattern. And how I fucking elaborately explain how this shit pans out, there's no way you can fuck that up. No way. Take credit, do whatever the fuck you gotta do. I just want my fucking money at the end of the day. Today we got a female maintenance person. So it's not no way for me to like disregard exactly who this is. At all. It's like all this shit that they doing, it's like, oh, how they know? That one lady right there, I remember seeing her face. She's tied to the lady from Catania. That's the craziest shit. It's like ain't shit for nobody to do it. She tied to whoever this fucking person is that work for these folks. It's 100%. If anything, if I go look out this goddamn door, I can guarantee she probably sitting here next door. If not, she ran around to the same lady that ended up getting my mail. Like I ended up accidentally opening up because I thought it was my package, but I was like, no. And then when I realized that it wasn't mine, I didn't touch anything in it. I just ended up opening it by accident. But with them, that's when they try to play this little, I'm going to sue her because she opened up my mail. Like, motherfucker, is supposed to came straight to my fucking front door, but y'all kept trying to put it straight to the same place that they've been fucking written. The same fucking place. So wherever y'all seen them last videos on my shorts, that's exactly where they be staying at. Where you seen that green or teal mustard boo-boo green fucking car at, that's where the fuck that apartment is that they be in. That building and the one right next to it. So it's just like, either we're going to keep trying to do this bullshit ass sacrifice shit that y'all been doing since fucking 2022, because they felt like since they couldn't get me in Puerto Rico, they was going to be able to get me while I was over here. Versus like, oh, let me give back what I took from you, shawty. Like, okay, keep playing. I'm 1,000% sure how bad you fucking going with it. And considering that these motherfuckers been on a federal investigation for a long ass time, do what you feel you need to do. Shit, it ain't me serving life. It's y'all. It's not me at all. It's you want to cyberbully, you want to do all this shit. If anything, you should have been coming to get the fucking advice how to figure out to fix your goddamn life. Cause somebody's sitting here like, and here we are. Cause it's like, damn, you knew, like, motherfucker, it's somebody literally, they don't even fucking stutter, but it's one of those like, I can literally see somebody's mouth like, so you, and it's fucking their head because it's like, did you know this whole time? Did you not know? Were you trying to play me? Were you trying to, ain't no fuck, I ain't gotta play no fucking body. I just gotta see if you is who you say you is. And if you are who you say you are, and if you really about it and shit like that, you wouldn't fall for these motherfuckers okie doke. And I remember telling them, I was like, bro, if you doing some shit, just tell me, man. Because all this shit, everything that's going on, even down. And I even told him, I know you doing some shit. Ain't no fucking way in fucking hell you could convince me otherwise. And with him just doing that shit, it was like, bruh, I would think you wouldn't need to tell me, but you choosing not to, that's either going to be your lockup day or your funeral. The choice is yours. But telling me the truth, that probably would have just at least little help you. It's a lot of motherfuckers, you want to know what it is? The craziest fucking thing and the funniest shit is, a lot of these motherfuckers, the only way for them to get out of it is to sit there, either tell me the truth or give something back. And the fact that they're adamant that they don't want to do that, guess who gets the last laugh? I can cry today, laugh tomorrow, and ain't got shit to do with me, but carry on. You know what I'm saying? It's like justice gonna be served. Like, I don't care how long it's gonna take, but the longer that they taking, it's like, well, we're close to them and they don't realize that we're doing this, and they don't realize that we're gonna get ready to do this, and then they don't okay, if you say so. Because for me to explain how I did, and it's like y'all watching just the same way as the big boys is watching, and the big boys is just like, they getting chills like, shit, I'm cold in the motherfucker. Who can, if they ain't for you, they're against you, right? So you mean to say the magic shit, motherfucker? Everybody plays the fool. Bitch, I'll pay the fool right along with you, boo-boo. But by far, I ain't boo-boo the motherfucking fool. Somebody was like, I'm seeing somebody like, so you mean to say, like, since 2020, 21, you if I could peep the game that what all these other motherfuckers was doing, and every single last one of them, I'm testing them. Like, it be people that don't get, I'm really, like, any type of person that ever fucking dated me, I was literally testing them and their family. Let me see what you gonna do. I don't give a fuck about what y'all think about me, because 10 times out of 10, you're gonna fall for the okie doke. But with this last situation, I was like, oh, it's a possibility. I give them an 8 out of 10 in this situation. I was like, yeah, Rita, just stick to what you know. You know what I'm saying? What Boost said. I always think of motherfucker. I know you motherfucking lying. But shit, who am I to tell you about your lie? Also getting the final countdown. But I was like, I already knew the whole thing. Like, once they kept trying to say that they had these life insurance on me and all of my kids, it was the money. It was money. It was just a matter of when they was going to do this hit. It wasn't about how. It was just about when they was going to take the opportunity to do the shit. So I already knew before me even dating or going around any fucking body or anything like that. It wasn't about the how. It wasn't about the why. It wasn't about for what. It was just about when. That's all the fuck it was. Nothing more, nothing less. So it's like, all right, let me see what y'all gonna do. 10 times out of 10, these were motherfuckers that they knew pissing me off was the worst thing that they could do. So they knew that they had to outsource it to other people to do it for them. Like, okay, well, we can get the money, and they always made it, and I can guarantee if it was a trust fund, it's been 60-40 for the longest time. Since I was a kid, I can guarantee you, anybody that got to cut off this money, it was literally 60-40. It's been 60-40 for a long ass time. The other 10% was meant to go cover up for the taxes of them running the organizations. So where it was 60-40, it had to be 40-50, the other 10 to go ahead and make sure all the other stuff is ran in a particular way. Basic science, basic math. It doesn't take a rocket scientist or an engineer to figure that out. At all. So it's just like, as I'm sitting there watching this shit, it's like, oh, well, their biggest thing was, we got to do something to the throat chakra. We can't stop their third eye. We can't stop that one either, right? And with them not being able to do that, they felt that I wasn't speaking on it because I was too busy and focused on addressing what that man did to me. That just means she's in her feelings. That was the hope. Oh, she's too charged to even really realize that, these people are doing that so we can hack her internet and stuff like that. We can keep causing the obstacles and challenges and just make it seem like it's this. You right? But you got to understand there's more of you, less of me. Y'all going to go celebrate. Y'all going to fuck it up one way or another. So I took the opportunity. Everybody plays the fool. Y'all was going to do something to make that shit look too fucking beautiful. But there's key contact words. And the majorest thing is that report for sexual assault on a little girl that was, what crimes that don't go away? What crimes does not have a statute of limitation? Sex crimes. Huh! The beauty of how the fucking law works, especially in America. Well, we're going to get Trump to go ahead and change that policy. You sure you want to do that? You sure? I'm pretty sure him fucking with that aspect would definitely get that motherfucking vetoed. I give you my word. Y'all try to get him to take that fucking law off the fucking table. That day, that man will get vetoed. And trying to convince him to do that, no, that motherfucker's already pissed the fuck off. Why the fuck didn't y'all say I was not supposed to have this type of court case? And he's dealing with a court case that he don't want to fucking deal with right now? Shawty, y'all got a problem. Ain't that much fucking media in the world to try to cover that shit up. At all. Not even the top motherfuckers to be able to try to swing that. At all. So it's like, we're trying to stop their creativity and foundation and achievements. You sure? We're trying to get them locked up so they can move on from this. But you stole the money that my grandfather left for me. That defamation of motherfucking character. It's like, we're going to stop and make sure that they don't get this money and she don't get this property. And we got these other people staying in the house. Okay. Not for too long. Because May 8th, didn't they say something was supposed to go on? Somebody could be 58 years old. True. Well, we're going to stick these type of people on her. We're going to be sure to break her heart and make sure that we send some people that we know for sure going to make sure her heart break. You sure? And how's that working? Not great. But, you know, not everybody's brain operates how mine does, but how I was able to elaborate on how they run this type of things. This is like, there are like 3 particular crimes right now that has no statute of limitation. And with them being able to do that, I feel like they even was able to backtrack to something from when I was in Afghanistan. And I feel like it actually got reported on her allowing something happening to the kids, whether she knew it or not, and she took advantage of that shit. So it's like, how you gonna report somebody and they're not even in the country? Like, I was all the way in a whole different fucking country. A whole different fucking country. September 2011, I was in Afghanistan. But she took that chance and opportunity because that was like around the same time, right before I got ready to go on R&R to come back to the stateside. And that's when they was looking to hope that they could create something. But then it was like the perfect opportunity was, well, shit, if she gonna get ready to have this baby, we gotta get somebody who's retarded as shit that's gonna do this, and then that they're a part of, like, in the military. If they want to be the initiative to get into this shit, of course, naturally, any motherfucker got to cause harm or cause a death or cause some type of injury to somebody. They would have to be doped up. I want to say when they arrested Marcus and when he did that shit, I want to say that they ended up finding out that the motherfucker was on K2 and on alcohol. But then it was like with Sergeant Stewart, who went on to, after the incident happened, he ended up miraculously getting stationed to Savannah, Georgia, Fort Gordon. And then Sergeant Pena, he ended up just ETSing out because it was like, shit, I don't want no parts in it. So it's a lot of motherfuckers that played a part in it that they felt like, oh, she's not going to figure out who's connected to who. Like, motherfucker, y'all all fucking connected. It's called basic eugenics, social economics, and figure out who's tied to what and what fucking mannerism, behaviors, and strategically how you're going to do that. It doesn't take you to always have to pay attention to body language, behavior, and patterns. So this is like, whatever it is, it's like mental health that they try to like prove about this. Whoever was born in 86, 82, 87, or 88. Heavy on whoever with James. And he took advantage of the fact that I went to, and I, mind you, I made it very fucking clear, meaning my story is not changing, meaning that regardless of what it is that y'all running behind my motherfucking back, someone has to take the information seriously, and considering that my story remains consistent, that's just what the fuck it is. 2018, I got myself fucking admitted. Confirmation, not no other fucking way around. Not the other way around. So that means that anybody that was affiliated with 1988 or 1972 or somebody born in 76, 71, and 1979, y'all took this month, y'all took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people's word over the person who can clearly explain and prove strategically how that shit planned out. And y'all took all this fucking opportunity, worked in 2 different groups at that time just to do this shit. Just in hopes that, oh, we can keep them in a mental conflict, especially whoever this person was, 82. I want to say I was around like between 26 and 28 at that time, 26 to 29 years old. But you can also affect that if they into the craft or the arts. Between 26 and 29 years old, you can do certain things with the mind, especially if you know astrology or astronomy, you can affect a person's mentality or mental aspect of the brain. You can actually do that. But however, in the process of you doing that, you would have to literally be a person that either knows sociology, social work, psychiatrist, or a psychologist. Literally. Literally, you would have to be into that in order for it to take full effect. And then those people who you have, they will have to have similar beliefs or easy to take on to do what it is that you do. So serious. Because for me, it was particular times where they could do it. 97, 2012, 2008, 2008, 2012, 2011, 16, and 18. And up to current 2021, 2022. And then they was really fucking baking on, oh, we can do it again on this motherfucker around 20 next year. We could do it again the year after and the year after. So we can do it again for the next 3 years, 3 to 4 years. So they was banking on whatever it is that they were doing currently right now, that they will be able to ride this shit out all the way until 2029. Like somebody literally felt like they could do that shit all the way until then. But you got to get them to go ahead to give this up and give up and not want to do this. And that's how you know it's going to happen or how it's going to work. Like somebody needed to know shit didn't work. They did this shit on with whoever the person is. That birthday is on the 15th or the 17th, the 20th, 21st, the 10th. They really fucking felt like they can just make it happen. But it's like, all right, sure, just play along. Just play along with it. But it's like, shit, you know, if you had someone born in 89, 1977, 89, what's 12 years from that? 2002. And 2024. Those are usually those, and you can go 12 years before that. Chinese astrology. It will mean like right now they would have to effectively, if they strategically wanted to still like extend on this, now the hand that it would have to fall into is someone that's either of Chinese, Korean, or Japanese descent in order for that this shit to work. Meaning when they first did this shit, 2006, they would have had to do that 3 years prior. So that would be 2002, 2003. So meaning the person would have to watch the person who is very versed in that. But it's like, that would mean that the person would not be able to know that. So the most of the time you will have to be in line or have DNA or blood of those kinds for those people to be able to like overpower you. So for me, it was like Chinese, Japanese, Trinidadian. So anything of the Caribbean or Asian, but more Asian of China, Korea, Japan. India, so-so, but they can only do it for so long. Australia, they would have to have the Aborigines or Samoan, Guam, Taiwan people. Vietnamese as well. If it was somebody from Europe, it would literally have to be Ireland, Switzerland, Netherlands, and like Germany, Belgium, Austria. They could do that. Italian as well. The French and the Haitians could do it so much, but only so far, without it actually causing catastrophe. So like say if they got someone that was like Haitian to do something or any parts of Africa to do anything, the backlash for them, like the moment that I, figure out exactly how they do it, the backlash is a war or a riot. The backlash is that. And then the person who did it, it will affect their bloodline or family or who, whatever tribes that they're connected to or people that they work with. It would cause like a guaranteed death for like 6 years. It'll be like for 6 years straight of that person's life. It will be literally, especially if they did things with life, or if they did certain things when it comes to emotions, like whatever it is type of work that they chose to do it on, that's what it would affect. And that's the truth. That's something that they don't ever want a lot of people to be aware of. But it's just the way of how the shit works. You can do it to anybody. That's why they're very selective about who they get to be FBI, ATF, DEA, CIA, shit, even Interpol in Europe and stuff like that. That's why they're very selective about who they hire and who are they selecting in those situations. Because either you got to be super versed in it, or your family grew up in it, or they knew about it and things like that. That's how that shit works. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, you can tell the difference between the particular agents of how they do it. FBI is just more like, I'm just, trying to solve it. Of course, they could be a little bit off or whatever, but not too bad. But CIA motherfuckers, them motherfuckers be in competition. They don't give a fuck if you're a man or a woman. They just competitive. Like, I gotta win by all means. So serious. I'm so fucking serious. That's how you know when you're dealing with a fucking CIA motherfucker. Those motherfuckers, by all means. That's why when motherfuckers like, are you part of the CIA? Motherfucker, I don't work for none of these motherfuckers. If I was, trust and believe me, I would not be on motherfucking social media. At all. I just want my motherfucking justice. I just want my actual results. I just want these motherfuckers to do the right thing. And considering that they don't want to, shit, they looking like they want to be found out before the end of the month. That's all that is. That's all that means to me. So I'm not really fucking concerned. Because it's like, the person that they brought in, it was just like, wait, hold up. This was supposed to be a job. This is a jizzard. This is jizzard. Okay, it's a jizzard, but shit, you got hired from the motherfucker from 72. Everything that I needed to know about you, this is like, when people feel like, oh, well, they don't know. And it's like, motherfucker, I've been sitting here taking notes for the last 10 years. Because it was like a lot of shit just wasn't making sense. And it was like, I got to make sense of this shit. And once it was just like, I lost hope in shit like a long time ago, even before I got into the military. But it was just like, when I got into the military, I just saw it as, all right, no one could no longer say like you're a wild child. I went into the military. So if they still trying to, this is like, motherfucker, I went to the military so I can make sure I have the proper fucking structure, right? You get the proper structure. You're getting what it is that you need to do. You're on a schedule. You're on a routine. You know what I'm saying? You got to answer to people. You got to learn to submit to, authority. Respect the rank. You ain't got to always respect the fucking person, let alone give a shit about them. But you just respect it, right? And, you learn boundaries and all this other shit, right? But I was like, once I had made an agreement with myself, once you're 2 years in, and during the 2 years, you still make the effort to try to mend the relationship with these people. And considering if they're not willing to mend the relationship with you, Sharita, you're going to know for a fact that they're actually looking to do something more heinous than what it is that's been happening to you since your childhood. But however, I made, the compassionate thing, make an effort to heal it. And if they're not showing any interest in looking to heal it, you know that they're willing to do anything at this point. Okay, they're willing to do anything at this point to make sure that you're miserable. That, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I don't want to believe that these are people trying to make sure my relationships don't work. I don't want to feel like these are the same people that feel like they got to have control over my career and my promotions. I don't want to feel like, this person is trying to make me feel bad or have low self-esteem or make it seem like I'm not a good parent and things like that. I don't want to make it seem like they're literally trying to impede and vicariously live through me. I didn't want to make that assumption because you assume you make an ass out of yourself. But I said, give yourself 2 years, be there, support her, show her effort, do all this other things, right? No budging, which allowed me to know I was like, that's just who they are. It's not that a person's stuck in their ways. That's just how the fuck they choosing to stay. But not only choosing to stay, it's like they really don't fucking like you like that, Sharita. But then it's also, they will literally use any and everyone to fuck around you just to go against you. And once I realized that, how deceptive they could be, shit, I literally sat back for another little bit just to watch them, how they play against each other. And then right there and then it was just like, Sharita, just, oh, you need to be with family. You need to quit treating her like that. That's your mama. No, the fuck, that bitch ain't been no mama ever. Oh, you should help her. You should help us. But if I need help from y'all, where was the help? Should I literally just be asking like, hey, can I borrow $20? I give it back. Or, you know, a little $100, $200. Oh, I ain't got that. No sooner than after I done asked that, it'll be literally like 20 minutes to like a day later. Shit, y'all on vacations and shit. And it was like, well, we ain't got money, but all of a sudden y'all on vacation. I'm asking for something for a necessity. Oh, we went out to eat and stuff like that. Where was you? I told your mama to tell you. Well, Carly called, or they'll get there and wait after the fact and be like, oh, why you ain't come up here? We want you to come. I was like, yeah, if y'all did want me to come, none of this shit would be like that. So it's just like, and then it'll be like taking advantage. Oh, you know you was pregnant. You're supposed to be at home. Oh, you know you got the kids and stuff like that. Okay, if y'all was able to help Kiera and them to find that, I'm pretty sure I could find a babysitter and stuff like that. So at that point, I just knew like what it was. If they couldn't use me for a free babysitter for the money, or just try to keep me confined or restricted, it will be like, and then I'll be like, I don't want to fuck with y'all. They would literally wait until I was in a relationship or try to figure out who they can bring around me. Like, it was always fucking miraculous that Veronica will pop up every fucking time it was time for me to be in a new relationship. So at that point, I caught on to her around 2010 because I was pregnant with Adrian. But it was like, oh, well, tell me about that baby daddy. And yeah, it got like that. So that's when I, you know, pretty much just caught on to what they was doing around 2010, 2011. That's when I caught on to it. It was just like 2005, I had the inkling, but it's like, of course, don't nobody want to feel like nobody doing that. And it was always that false promise. All you got to do is graduate high school. I'll make sure you get your first car in your apartment. Okay, making sure my grades stay up to par. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get me a car. I'm gonna get me an apartment. Nah, false promises. I gained that around like 2005. Like, we're gonna make sure you go to the cheerleading. I was really good at fucking cheerleading. I was like, not good. I was fucking great at it. I just needed to get a little bit more training. Shit, track. I'm pretty sure I would have did great with fucking track, cheerleading, and softball. But that wasn't how that shit panned out. Oh, we don't have the money for you to go. And then from there, it was just like, just learn their behaviors. I want to say it was like 2004. No, 2002 to 2004. That's when I figured out Carla and Shane. And then after that, it was just like, let me figure out Sheila for sure. Patrick, I already had canceled that motherfucker a long time ago before we left Lawton. I had canceled that motherfucker out once I figured out what he did to Denise. And I figured out what he did to Denise that same day that Gary came and took them kids, Mary and Denise's kids. I remember that shit like it was no tomorrow. I was like, that's some certain shit that you can forgive a motherfucker, and then this other shit you just don't. And then he had his selected people who he would use whenever he needed to get rid of bodies or people and shit like that. And then it was like more or less his usually like he can get over on those people who was really like on drugs and stuff like that. Oh, I don't pimp. They call me Meatball. Oh, okay. I see why they call your ass fucking Meatball. Like, what kind of fucking street name is that? I'll listen to him. Like, motherfucker, am I getting my money from your ass? Like, I didn't even want to see that nigga unless I was getting money out of him. Like, get the fuck out of my face, cuz the shit he will pull literally disgusts me. Like, ever since that day that he brought that girl, and I remember I asked her, I was like, how old are you? And I want to say she was saying like she was 15 or 16 and was like, they about to trick this girl out. And when they did that around then, that's when I knew. I I was like, I'll never trust that man again. But, you know, keys to the streets, keys to the life, man. That's why when I have vowed to myself, I say, if I ever really want to know if a man for real, true, and loyal, I'll put him to the test against my folks. Simple. It's either he's gonna pass or fail. Like they'll be really thinking like, oh, I'm about to make her feel like she beneath me. I'm gonna make her feel like she less than. Like, sir, not necessarily. But let me put you to the test though. You know, unbeknownst to him, it's like, motherfuckers, I got the real keys, whether you know it or not. And I just need to see, are you fucking loyal or you're just a user? 10 times out of 10, they were the user, abuser, or a gold digger. That's all it was. A user, abuser, gold digger, or a thief. So I just got into that mentality. It's like, you're not here for a long time, just for a good time. I'll utilize it because the closest you are to me, they were thinking that, you know, I was talking and just telling them, you got to learn at the same time. You tell a motherfucker what you want them to know. That's it. This motherfucker, these were people, even Veronica, they was like, I'm telling you what I want you to know. I'm not going to tell you what I do know and everything else, but I'm going to just tell you what I know, want to know. And then it was like, it went from there. And then it's like, that's when it was like, she's manipulative. She's this. Am I? Or is it that I really need to know, are you really looking to harm me? It's called safety. Y'all wanted to keep causing obstacles and challenges and heartache and loss and stuff like that. That was the time when, that, like around all that time. And then when I got pregnant with Marcus and all that shit happened, like the shit hit me when he was in the hospital and he flatlined in front of me twice. Like literally somebody could have thought that was like, oh, she don't know. No, like motherfucker, I was literally seeing how the setup went. Like I could literally say while I was sitting there and it was just like, okay, sure, you just need to get some sleep. You need to put it together. You tripping. Like when I say it was like, ain't no way that they elaborately came up with this. And I just had seen exactly how that shit planned out. I was like, if I tell someone this, they gonna say I'm fucking crazy or I'm tripping. And it was just like, test the theory. Because literally that was how my life was. And I remember ever since one day when they did some crazy ass shit to me when I was 14. And I remember they was beating the fuck out of me. They was like, it don't fucking matter what you do. Even if you call the cops on us, they gonna never fucking believe you. That shit stuck with me still to this day. To this day. And then it was like, you know, how could you not fucking believe it if you was brought up in a house with a registered nurse and a police officer? And Carla used to make that shit very clear. Shit, I am a nurse. I know how to deal with medicine. Whenever they get real ornery, and Kiara would say to go back and repeat the shit, like, especially if she felt like I was going to get in trouble or something like that, Kiara would get me in trouble intentionally just to see what the fuck they would say and what they would do. And whatever it was, she would repeat it. And then when she would repeat it, it would be like, you know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't be like a fucking kid or a teenager in fucking fear if you going to sit there and say, well, shit, you know my mama could get away with it at the hospital. So even if you go to the hospital, she can say you was lying and she can go look up your medical records and do. Keep talking, motherfucker, because I'm still finna rock your shit. And it'll get to a point where it was just like, I would like have stay away from Kiara because it was like one fucking time she pulled some shit and I was going to take that girl life. I was going to do it. But I was like, just stay away from her. Like, ain't no need to be cool. Ain't no need to do all that other shit. That was like around the same time when she came around 2012 and she stayed with me for about 3 months, which was all she needed. Well, I want to go home. I'm like, well, the baby getting ready to be here. You said you was going to be here to help me with the kids. Oh, girl, well, I'm tired and these kids. And then, like, she had more fucking abortions than the little bee. Okay, I was already on baby number 3. She was on abortion number 5. I was just like, Sade, it is what it is. So it was just like, ever since then, I was like, sure, you start dating somebody, let me see how they're going to react to your folks. And then James did exactly what I thought he would do. And then it would be like, oh, I don't mess with your family. I always used to listen to when a man be like, well, that's why your family, and I'm like, that's the tactic. But I still need to keep your ass the fuck around because I Like I had to test the theory. So most of the time I'm putting myself in a dangerous situation, but it's like, how am I gonna get out of this shit if ain't nobody gonna take the shit serious? But if I got the fucking cool facts of how the shit operate, shit, a motherfucker gonna believe it, especially if they gotta run a particular investigation on their own motherfucking self and their own fucking people doing it. Of course, somebody gonna get caught up in this shit with these same particular people of any kind that I dealt with, and they gonna sit there and be like, she ain't lying because they said this to me. She ain't lying because they did this to me. She ain't lying. Eventually, it's gonna come up. That's why I don't ever fucking trip about none of this shit. I'd rather leave your ass in motherfucking in fucking agony, thinking like, oh, is this punishment? You trying to? I ain't gotta punish no motherfucking body. If you already showed me and you made it clear, a person can make it very adamant and very clear to you that they don't want to deal with you or fuck with you. They're gonna fuck you over, time and time again. I don't. How many times you gonna tell me you don't like me? Cool, you don't like me, but you like what I do for you. So that shit is a fucking benefit. It's not manipulation. At this point, I'm gonna prove the fucking theory. So you prove the theory, and I proved it time and time after again. And then this shit, the behavior and the patterns that these people take, it was like, I knew it's not like I ever fell in love with the thought of love. Like I still hope that love could be there, but it's like 10 times out of 10, it was either about money or what the fuck they can get out of me. It was not ever around fucking love. And then any fucking person that they would send to me, it was always somebody that got fucked up in childhood that didn't know what it was. But you know what I'm saying? I still was going to be genuine. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't ever feel like you should treat somebody a particular way. Okay, you had to go to prison. Cool, but it's not for me to fucking treat you any type of way. Okay, cool. You know, you had a little disorder or whatever. Tell me how does your disorder work? Because every fucking mental disorder is not the same for every fucking body. I had enough fucking common sense with that. Okay, just because you went to jail, it's a problem. So let's come up with a solution. These were the type of people that they had not ever been accustomed to that. Even if they brought up in a home with 2-parent home and a parent, but you could still see that there was chaotic situations, trauma, shit. Most of the time you can sit there and look at the fucking person's family. But you can tell how healed the person is. Like 10 times out of 10, you don't want to fucking be around those fucking people. Why? Because the shit that you went through is like, you usually want to keep those people that keep a distance from, it was some trauma. Basic psychology 101, basic social economic 101, clinical research 101. Like it doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to figure that shit out. But these will be people that want to get you to feel some type of way. So it was like when they couldn't get me to submit because it's like, well, he ran back to the baby mama. So if it's not, they're going to get him run back to the baby mama. It's going to be excessive cheating, habitual lying, abuse, or they're going to get you if you're a woman, they're going to get a man that they know is gay. That's where they, try to break you emotionally, psychologically, and shit like that. Like, every fucking result is to hope to make you fucking submit or break. So it was just like, okay. And then it's like, if they felt like you got close to a breaking point, they'll send another person in that they know is still fighting with like homosexuality, bisexual, or something like that. They're going to send it the second time and hope that one works. That's why it's like, it's common sense. That's why it'd be shit like, it's like, oh, okay, well, if that person's spinning the block, well, wait until she calm down. We're going to give her about 2 to 6 months. And then when you wait 2 to 6 months, because it's a pattern. Wait until like 2 to 6 months and she ain't fucking with you. She's going to write you around this time. She's going to do this around this time. She's going to be super, something like that. And then you come back around. If it was not that, they'll wait for about a year or two where they feel like they can get certain things just in hopes that either I'll fall for that person, which allow me to go back to them so they can still have the control. That's all that fucking is. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a pattern that happens to more people than often. But most people don't pay attention to those small fucking details to know when they're getting abused. Well, my family is this shit. Every fucking family is not fucking perfect. There is dysfunction in it. But 10 times out of 10, if a lot of the fucking family has not done the fucking healing or willing to go ahead and figure out certain strategic ways to handle, to address healthy boundaries, traumas, abuses, guess what? it's going to keep being repeated. So wherever you feel like y'all so close, well, if somebody fight on my fucking folks, we gonna jump on them together. But you was a fucking person that provoked it though. That's showing unhealed trauma, because that shows that y'all don't know how to use your words. The first thing you're going to do is assault someone. So anytime that you assault someone, basic thing for a judicial system, that given the reaction that they already want to take something away from you, you gave them exactly what the fuck they've been waiting for. It's not how or what you're going to do. It was just a matter of when, so they can take the shit from you and your family and your generational line. Oh, they're going to assault someone. They're going to SA someone eventually. They're going to look at your family timeline or your blood generation, your psychological thing. Oh, they got an anger problem. So I'm pretty sure they're either going to assault somebody or they're going to be bullies in some type of way. It don't take a fucking rocket scientist to figure none of this shit out. But it's just like, you play along with the people and just to figure out what it is that they're going to do. So for me, what are you going to do? Oh, we're going to do crown chakra work. Okay, well, it seems like when it comes to the chakras, you got to have someone from fucking India or somebody from Asia, period. Pandas and teddy bears is usually a form of letting you know that you are a child of sexual assault. If you ever see people on social media and they have certain bears or certain things in their hands, strategically, those are forms for them to let you know, like, yeah, we'll welcome you. But that is also them using those. If you're not versed when it comes to hypnosis or certain psychosis or subconscious things, you wouldn't recognize the type of tools or things that they use to, yeah, we got you. But teddy bears, pandas, certain scarves, heads, clothing that people wear, it will be a form, and especially if they can pay attention to your habits, what you watch, what you like, you can know what type of assaults and crimes happen to the individual. That's why I still watch it, but it's like, shit, that's what you utilize, but I don't care. I don't love her. Don't listen to her words. So that's why, I mean, you'll know how it works. But in this situation, that's how that goes. So I'm not really concerned about how it is and what they did and how they did it. Shit, all right, if you're going to assign to me a proper investigator that's going to do the actual due diligence and do their work, I'm 1,000% sure everything that I said right now is gold. It will solve, like, right now, if there's some cases going on, it's about 11 to 13 main solid cases that will be solved literally today. Based off of everything I said in this last damn near 3 hours, you could solve up to, at minimum, 4 cases, if not 1 to 5 cases, but at maximum 13 major fucking cases today. Based on what the fuck I fucking gave in this fucking live, it can be fucking solved. It literally can. This is also something that they know that they should have fucking closed out February 1st or June 19th. And instead of them doing that and returning certain things, they were mainly fucking concerned about money, something being revealed, and their fucking sex crimes. Like I said, hey, carry on. Because I still want to go ahead and do this with this person. Okay. I still want to hide. Okay, it's a lot of you motherfuckers that right now, whatever the fuck y'all just did, a lot of fucking people, if they were trapped in the closet, man or woman, it's going to come to the surface. Literally in the next, for somebody, I'm hearing in the next 24 to 48 hours. Especially if you had ties to somebody that's like 27 years old, born in 1972, 74, 76. If they were born in that one, heavy on the 72, some crimes that they did in 2007, 2002, 2022, 2024 is something that they was hoping to carry out until next year. Whatever they fucking did in 2012 and 2019 is about to come to the surface, to include 2022 and 2024. Right now, I can guarantee you, after this live fucking end, Because I know for a fucking fact that these high fucking officials been watching. I'm pretty sure that shit can be solved. But this is one of those, you should have did the right thing from the fucking beginning. And if y'all did the right thing, shit, the only thing I asked for was for my fucking money. Okay, if you know somebody was not eating, they were starving, they had all this stuff, like, why couldn't you give that back to them? But that's decent humanity, right? So these are going to be the same people that's about to find themselves literally, just like that. Somebody could be a Cancer sun sign. Somebody could be born in 1969, 96, or 1996. Crimes that they did, whoever was born in 69, 2006, and 2009 is about to resurface. 2015 is about to resurface for you. 2007 or something you did, 2003 is going to resurface. Also, whatever you did in 1999, 97, 93, and 1999, someone could have been born around that time, or between 1993 and 1999. Someone could literally have been born between that time that's about to get caught up in some crimes. Somebody's birthday is definitely July. And if it's not, discovered, a lot of the deception that you was going to try to keep stuck to it, or try to keep something, or keep an obstacle going, and all the way up until Independence Day, the first is like, whatever it is that you're doing, carry on. Because whatever you was told to do back in May, and you try to take that person out, you don't think, didn't nobody try to see that? It's coming to the light. Regardless. For somebody within the next 1 to 10 days. For somebody in the next 3 hours or the next 3 days. It's coming to the surface. The only way for a lot of people, if it's come to my situation, you have to come tell me. But choosing not to, a lot of these fucking crimes is coming to the light. If these are going to be people, they're going to end up arresting them either sometime this week or next week. Well, shit, damn, next week is the 1st. So if they don't get these people this week, it's definitely going to be in next week. And then they also getting some people from North Carolina. So these are people in North Carolina. These are going to be some people that are in Masonic things or secret organizations, cults, 33rd degrees. Somebody born in 91, using 1919 practices, 1933, someone could end up passing away. But it's like one of those, they get them right now, they wait till they're arrested, they put it in the news, because most of the time, depending on what it is, they'll record it now, and it take them about a week or two to go ahead to do the processing and editing before they put it out and shit like that. And then it's like, whoever the fuck this is, it's going to be like, what? They're going to have the arrest. They're going to be taking, their little recorders or whatever. September 1st or 19th, that shit going to go public. And then the other round, it's like, I'm telling you, it's going to be literally about 3 rounds of this situation and how it's going to be revealed. Because April 19th is going to come out on August 1st. So April, whatever y'all crime was committed on between April 9th and between April 9th, April 19th, that crime is going to be going public in August. Whoever was born in 83, 82, 84, or 81. 87. Definitely on whoever was born in 81. Or these are the crimes that they've been committed since these years, in the 1980s to current. I'm hearing something about the names Davies, Diaz, Daly, Somebody had a spiritual connection, 12, and then again in 2021. And then y'all made sure y'all destroyed that. Bad juju, 2011, 2016. They made sure for whatever they took in April. And then these people around here where I stay at too. What's the time frame for them? Oh, June 4th, somebody born in 64, between 1964 and 68. Someone could be 44 or 46 years old. These are the same people also playing with the phone and stuff like that. Like the crimes with them playing with my T-Mobile phone and everything. You know T-Mobile do not call you at all. They send you a text message if anything. Like, hey, your phone is, past due or da-da-da-da. But them doing it how they did it and questioning, and then they put a California, it's like, I have no ties to fucking California. My shit is right here in fucking Florida. And then it's tied to Puerto Rico. So that's why it's like, I'm not concerned about these folks. Because y'all caught, regardless of how the fuck it is, I ain't been able to call out. Do as you do. These pillar people, July 3rd, because it's like they're still doing stuff, right? And whatever the fuck it is that they're doing, it caught up to them. November 9th caught up to them. Last July 3rd caught up to them. January 21st then caught up to them. Some crimes from 2021, 2009, 3, 7, 11, and 2001 is catching up to whoever it is that's been participating currently. So if they ain't got y'all asses right now and they watching y'all doing what it is with the bank right now, because somebody feel like they almighty. Whoever this older man is, they feeling like King Almighty. Somebody could be born in 84, 85, or somebody could be 54 to 58 years old or 53. They're watching you, sir, ma'am, or it, they, them, or whoever you are that you feel like you're in some type of position. They're watching you fuck with Navy Federal Credit Union. And this is one of those, you ever been able to run so much money that you now feel like you basically run it, you can have your own bank. This is how fucking hard this shit goes. Like how big this fucking crime goes. Like literally, I would literally have like fucking shares. If not, I can own a fucking bank based off the money that I can get off of the people who allowed them to do this via Navy Federal. This is also each jurisdiction of the whole fucking state of fucking Florida at this point. Churches, you name it. They are literally giving me this, and especially shit, free medical for the rest of my life. I ain't tripping. Free transportation for the rest of my life. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping at all. And then you try to cause intentional. If I was pregnant, when I was pregnant, whatever the fucking case may have been, y'all should have told the same thing. The same way that y'all, botched documentations. Whoever was the secretary and shit like that. And y'all know y'all didn't do the right thing when it came to that divorce. Y'all know y'all didn't do the right thing for DCF. The same way y'all didn't do the right thing at the Veterans Affairs, for the psych department, for when I was in Puerto Rico. Y'all didn't do the fucking right thing, and y'all try to do this shit underground and shit like that. And y'all was doing hoodoo work, not knowing y'all was being watched the whole fucking time. And then you try to broadcast and then try to take my shit and then use it as your own with your own folks that you had involved in this. That's bad. Somebody could be born in May, June, or November who was trying to broadcast as if they was me or using my fucking content. And it was like a male person that sat there and watched that shit. So whoever could have worked at the post office, who could have worked with human resources in the military, Veterans Affairs, and for the State Department, for the Department of Children, Health, and Family. Also, any hospital, Orlando Health, Advent Health, all of that. Also, Nemours Children's Hospital. So... oh, that also, let's not forget you, Arnold Palmer and Winnie Palmer Children's Hospital. Women, was it Winnie Palmer's Women's and Children's Hospital? Let's not forget y'all. And there's no exception to the rule. Also, the Cancer Center, because I remember I had to go do DNA work at the Cancer Center. So y'all knew and y'all play that shit to the left like y'all didn't know, y'all would have had a better chance. Hey, let me give you this. It ain't no non-disclosure, but yeah, I forgot it's terms that you could put on those disclosures of how long before I could start speaking about it, right? Y'all realize that. But AKA that is also considered a gag order that can jeopardize everybody in position, including the mayor and the governor, right? As long as you keep the secret of this shit, you would have had a better fucking chance to make sure that they gave you my money. If not having somebody knock on my motherfucking door, clearly you're allowing them to move around with these people in the music industry, in the sports industry, like that shit was okay. Come on now. Y'all would have had a better fucking chance with that. And of course, I'm an understanding person. Very fair. But considering it's like, ain't none of this shit fair, why should I be fair? So I'm pretty sure with the nefarious acts that you did, somebody's going to very much so take intrigue in this. So the cybersecurity and cyberbullying and shit like that, and being very immature and hiring people to unalive me and my motherfucking kids. Come on now. Getting caught red-handed exactly with what it is, and then we gonna cloak this energy and act like I don't know shit about what they doing. Like you know exactly what the hell they doing. Get the bright ideas, pay the doctors to go ahead and do this, and we can get away with the weapons only if you keep this quiet and not tell her nothing. That's how the fuck y'all played that shit. Because y'all definitely was moving shit over here at these bases. When y'all couldn't get it to the ports, y'all was utilizing these military bases. But then they want people to respect what it is that you're doing. Like, no. Especially out there in motherfucking Miami. It's like, shit. The shit for the run dry. I ain't tripping. Because it's like you keep trying to do this cyber thing. But regardless of what's happening at this time. And y'all use my kids. When is this going to be revealed for these people? Something at 6 o'clock. Oh, shit. So somebody... I'm going to keep that quiet. I'm going to keep that quiet. But y'all carry on. Especially whoever you are that's 57, 75 years old, born in 1975, 1984, 1990, 82, 84. 92, 98, 94. So somebody could have been born between 92 and 98. Or 80, 82 and 88. Heavy on this 88. I'll be off that 808, especially if you live in the area code 808. It's like that was, but that's in Florida and I'm over here. It don't matter. That's called federal crime. Because instead of helping, you're hindering. Instead of making sure that you don't try to steal, carry on. You didn't tell that person and you wanted to come up with these ideas to keep the information, it's going to come out. And y'all listen to James Henry Taylor V and Rachel and, you know, these kids and then these other so-called people that swear up and down they know me. Child. This shit's going to be fucking crazy. This is going to be bananas. Y'all should have just been like, hey, woman, let me holler at you. Shit, you should have flipped this on they stupid asses. But anyway,